Welcome in, everyone. It's been a long week, but the man is back. The one that's from kind of between the coast. Coming to you live from the Mile Highland City. It is Andrew Rochford. And it's NBA draft night. So, going to be riding solo for a bit as Sonny K's having some technical difficulties on his end. But I'm going to do something a bit different. I'm going to kind of blend in stuff for the purpose of this stream. Going to mix in some NBA reactions. Then try to also work in some stuff that I missed over this past week when it comes to political commentary when there's some downtime in between. But so yeah, after a pretty good that stream feels like it's been a pretty long week. It was a very lively chat on last Thursday with Jesse Jett in the house. And it gets kind of tough to get through weekends at time. So let's get started with some stuff when it comes in relation to this NBA draft. The Orlando Magic are really to the point where they're actually considering not going with the conventional pick of Jabari Smith for Paolo Banchero. So we'll see what happens in like about 10 minutes on that. But let's see. And it's also interesting from the standpoint of the Denver Nuggets because with Calvin Booth now taking over as the GM, he's actually sounding pretty serious about changing the makeup of the roster because this team has been stuck with a lot of undersized guards on the roster. And now the fact that Calvin wants to bring up the height of the roster to at least avoid playing guys shorter than 6'3", since Jamal Murray is, I think they're still sticking with that remeasurement of him at that height. But we'll see what happens. And the Brooklyn Nets are looking like they're going to be a team with Ben Simmons and no one else. So it's going to be interesting to see how that falls into play. And I'm kind of waiting for Sonny to switch gears at some moment. Mainly because I like to get his thoughts on some stuff too. But let's see. Let me see if I can weigh in on anything while we wait for Sonny to get in on. I know, no. Not going to waste my time with the pointless theater known as January 6th. Keith Olbermann absolutely lost it today over the Supreme Court ruling against restricting concealed carry in New York. Oh. here we are. Looks like Sonny's got his issues fixed, so let's introduce Sonny KR.
Andrew,
Hey, man.
how you
So I was
doing?
just, oh, good. So was I just, all it took was a restart?
All it took was a restart, man. I was worried there for a second, but we're good to go.
So how you been over this past month plus?
Well, we talked about it.
Other than that tooth last week.
Yeah. Well, I got a root canal on Monday, and I have been dealing with a cracked tooth for the last, couple years, and it really didn't hurt at first. And like everyone told me, that doesn't matter. You should go get it fixed. I didn't listen until the pain got unbearable. And when I was supposed to do your show last week, I couldn't even I couldn't even sleep to like get the pain off. It was crazy. So I knew I was like, well, however bad the damage will be at the dentist, it's not nearly as bad as what I was dealing with. So good to be back in a
Yes.
in a normal state.
Looks like you're going extra thick on the mustache these
Oh
days.
yeah, bro. You know. And it's draft time, so we're digging in. So not a lot of time for yeah. So here we are, and I'm ready for a great night.
And I know my T where I'm watching from is on a at least a minute delay, so
Manipulated.
Orlando's already threw the curveball out there by selecting Paolo Bonchero.
Paulo, he was 4 plus 420 about an hour and a half ago, and I just told my friends we were playing Call of Duty, and I said Paulo's going first, bro. I think, and they're like, no way, like, because I don't know if people saw it, and obviously not everybody follows gambling, but last night him and Jabari were each at minus 110. So, it was up in the air. And then obviously today, Paulo goes back to plus 420. But for people who don't know, that basically meant he was not the favorite to go first. It was very unlikely he'd go first. And here you go. They just picked Paulo Banchero, and you could have made $42 on $10 or 52. But
Uh,
that's, yeah, man, that's oh, look at him! I did. So my friend said he was dressed crazy. I had not seen him until just now, and that's what is that? I don't even know what that is on his suit, but
uh,
he's gonna be a player, bro. And I think they made the right decision. I really do.
I think Orlando's done a lot of conventional safe picks
Hmm.
over, and they've mixed in a lot of project guys, and
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
they've struck a better balance here with Bonchero, even though I question whether he's going to be a great player still, but he's a guy that is worth taking the chance on because even though Jabari Smith is really good, could be really good, it felt more like along the lines of the normal type of safe pick they made.
Right, and that's, I mean, and um, I wouldn't even describe Jabari as a safe pick. I honestly feel that both of them will be very good players, but to me there's never there, and I'm a gambling man, so there's nothing certain, but they look about as certain as it can get. And I mean, you don't come across the prototype wing like Paulo every draft. And if Orlando, a team that has struggled to stay relevant the last since they lost Dwight Howard, they need something like that to put butts in seats. So I honestly commend them. I think they made the right move there. And we've talked about it. I really like Chuma Okike, who they got a few years ago, but um, they obviously he's not a star. So, and they play the same position, I'd imagine. So, um, I just think it's interesting the direction they're going, and I love Franz Wagner too. So you have three guys. Your three main players are wings, besides Jalen Suggs. So they definitely got some interesting pieces over there, in my opinion.
You know, last year I thought the Orlando Magic with their two picks would go with like Scotty Barnes and Jonathan Kuminga. Imagine if they
If they
did
did,
that. I think
seriously.
that would have ended up working out pretty good. compared to like Jonathan Isaac and some other big wing player that they picked or who didn't pan out
Right.
recently as well.
Exactly. And that's your one vet who you really like can say, all right, at least he's a player. We haven't seen him in 2 years. So, and it's just, but I think them drafting Paulo is another, like, they probably moving on from Simmons. Like, they, it's probably, I'm sure they wanted it to work out, but you can't stay in irrelevancy with a guy like that. But, yeah, good for them, man. Now it's pretty certain that Chet goes to OKC, right? There's all these rumors he's shut off communication
Uh,
with all the other teams.
you know, and that feels like the OK on brand OKC type of pick. But
Right now, for sure.
wouldn't you also have considered Jaden Ivey if wouldn't he suddenly become in play at 3 if you're OKC with those two guys coming off the board with Smith?
Absolutely. I think they're in a really tough transition spot. They don't know if they want to commit to Shea Gilgeous-Alexander or not because he's young and he's really good, but he probably doesn't fit the timeline. And I think they know that. So absolutely, I think they thought about Jaden Ivey. But again, if you're talking about safeness, like, and they want to put butts in seats next year, maybe you give this young, good player, Shea, a big man who's actually good and can actually hold his own in this league. And who knows? You never know. If that's a two-man punch that could be reckoned with, you see, like, people would have laughed at Jamal and Yoke, 4 years ago, bro. You never know. So, yeah. But I like Chet a lot, bro. So I don't think that's the wrong pick. Either way. But I know, and there's obviously been questions about Ivy and Purdue guys, so that's something else to think about.
Although, did you see Joe Biden fall off the bike this weekend?
Yeah, bro. I couldn't help but laugh. I feel bad, but yeah. But here's the thing: would you ever see Donald Trump on a bike? Probably not. That's
Not, not likely.
yeah. So I
He
mean, you
barely went on a tennis court.
right. So you can spin it both ways, but it was definitely funny, man. Like, and yes, I've had that happen to me. Not Stephen Biden, but yeah, I've had that happen to me.
I had to. That, can you tell that just made me think of Steven Adams getting his
Really
ankles broken by Murray.
so slow, but it was happening the whole time. There were 6, 7 points where that could have been prevented, but it was happening the whole time. Exactly. That's fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was there for that game, so that was one of the best Nuggets games I've seen in person.
that was a great win. That wasn't the game winner, right? That wasn't the
Yeah,
Gary
that
Harris.
was the Gary Harris buzzer
Oh, so
beat.
yeah, I was too, bro. So I forget the Gary Harris shot really took the attention away from that, even though we go revisit it. But I definitely forgot that I was there as well. That was an unbelievable game.
Yeah, then I was also there for that game against the Pistons later in the year, where that pretty much altered the trajectory of Gary's career with that injury.
Oh, okay, okay. I didn't remember that specifically, but since you were there, I'm sure you do. So yeah, yeah, man. That's
It seemed like he was never the same confident player since then, and his jump shot seemed to have a bit more of a hitch to it from that point forward.
yes, though. I swear, Andrew, they stopped playing him with like 25 games left, kind of like to put like kind of because if they're gonna move him, you don't want him getting hurt again or even like a question mark about him. But he looked good. I promise. He was hitting shots at a consistent rate again to where I'm betting on him to make threes again, which I promise you in a Nuggets jersey the last 2 years he was there. No, I was not doing that. So he I think he kind of got his legs back and maybe a little bit of that confidence back. Now you got to get him out of a place like Orlando where it's obviously that's not where he's gonna be able to succeed. I'd still love to see Gary Harris back in our Nuggets blue.
Oh, where else do you see him fitting in? Because I could also see
Unfortunately,
him
go
possibly
ahead.
the Lakers.
I was just gonna say, unfortunately, the Los Angeles Lakers. That's so funny. Exactly. You know what I did see, Andrew? I saw the one that Charlotte was okay with, I guess. They said Russell for Malik and Terry, and I think there was one more player going to Charlotte.
Pretty
But
much, Gordon Hayward has to go if you're trying to keep salaries relatively even, but or
right,
they would have to get Gordon offloaded to a third team because there's still a real possibility Kyrie Irving wants to force
right.
his way to the Lakers.
And that's a good point. I would not want to take on Gordon's contract any more than I would want to take on Russ's. So that's probably true. But yeah, man, like I'd love to see Gary just get in a place where he can be like on a winning team, man, and he can contribute 25 minutes a night, man. I promise you. I think he has a couple more years left in him to do it efficiently and like at the level he wants to do it at. I seriously do.
Yeah, that also leaves somewhere like Milwaukee as a possibility.
Yep. Yep.
Uh, Brooklyn, if they somehow manage to hold this all together.
Yeah, somehow. But yeah, let's see. Those are pretty good spots. In the West, I can't really think of a place that would need him except for us. Maybe the Clippers. I don't know. Maybe and the Lakers, like we said. But yeah, I don't know if look if Memphis needs to save money and they need to get off a guy like Dylan Brooks, maybe Gary Harris is a guy you look to like kind of like you know play that position, play that role. So who knows, man? I definitely think he's getting traded.
Yeah, but as for the Nuggets draft this year, unlike last year when the way things fell at 26, there was nothing but like 6'2" to 6'4" guards that were made sense to take at the time.
I saw
You
that.
got wing players in each of the, you got in the top 10, you got a couple in the teens, and you got more in the 20s. So you actually got real wing options all over this draft this year, unlike last year.
Yeah, man, I'm seeing like in mocks more recently that they think a guy like EJ Liddell could go later than us, which I'm like, if he's there for us, you might have to make that move, man. I saw stuff about moving up for Johnny Davis, who's obviously a very good player. Um, let's see. And just to confirm, Chet did go to OKC, correct?
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, so I saw today and I hated it. This was the most recent mock draft. I think it was on CBS. So I won't give it too much. I won't. I'll take it with a grain of salt. They said Ty Washington from Kentucky, and I'm like, bro, I don't need another 6'3" guy on this team. I don't. I don't. I don't care. Even if we trade Monte Morris, bro, we don't.
Yeah,
So
there's only like 2 6'3" guys that I'd want to add on this roster, and that's Marcus Smart or Lugens Dort.
Lou Dort's that small? That's crazy. He
I think
plays
the
5.
the remeasure. I think he originally measured 6'5", but when the NBA did the whole remeasure a couple years ago, it dropped him down to 6'3".
That's interesting. You know, and I think I saw that too. But you're right. He's so bulk that it doesn't really. Or a guy like Eric Gordon, who I'm pretty sure, if Eric Gordon is, they try to say Eric Gordon's 6'5". No chance. If Lou
Oh,
Dort's
he's.
6'3",
I
he
think he's
got
always been 6'3".
6'3". Okay, all right, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, Eric's a pretty. I'd take a guy like Eric Gordon with the experience and the shooting, um, but no, in terms of draft, and then I saw Jalen Williams, who I'm not really familiar with, but he went to Santa Clara, correct?
Yep.
And you
Looks
know,
like he's gonna be in like the mid-teens.
mid-teens, right? So then, what do you think? You think Liddell is a reasonable pick there? I saw the dude. Um, is that dude? What's his name? You know what? Tell me. I'm gonna look this up. Tell me who you like at 21.
Let's. I mean, Jalen Terry's okay.
Right, Dalen.
Uh, Marjan Beauchamp is pretty intriguing.
Right, Marjan was. And Jabari goes third. Yeah, so I would have gotten the 3 right. And FanDuel wouldn't let you like combine. Like I think this guy's going first, second, third. You can't parlay picks. So I don't know. You might have been able to do that on another sports book, but pretty cool. I think they all got really good players. I seriously do. I think they all should pan out well. Jabari kind of reminds me of Evan a little bit. Am I wrong? Evan Mobley?
Uh, yeah, I could see it.
Evan was shooting some threes towards there at the end of the year. Like he started getting confident with the jump shot a little bit. So I mean, I probably would you take Mobley over Jabari or
Yeah, I still feel like Mobley's got a higher ceiling right now.
okay, yeah. I agree. And I'm skeptical about Auburn players though. I mean, obviously Charles Barkley, but like, and then Chumo Kike, like we already talked about, I like him. So hopefully, maybe this new class of guys can be good. They've always been good, and then had guys like be 4-year seniors, and you'll never see them in the NBA. Like they're good. Who's that guard? They had a guard a few years ago that was exactly that, like really good college player, one of the best college players, and then you just never heard of him in the pros. Either way, I agree. I think Mobley's very good, and probably take him over Smith too. But man, Jabari looks good. You see the defense; they're showing some highlights. He's just man, he's a monster
And it looks like the Kings are making their decision.
right now. Or so are you? Man, Woj kind of ruined the draft. Man, I can't lie. Him and Schefter ruined the draft. So I'm trying to stay off Twitter to like enjoy it, genuinely. But so where do you think the Kings go here? They're thinking Jaden Ivey. You just go best player available. You don't worry about the 3 guard thing with Davion and De'Aaron. Um, yeah, I think you think it's Jaden here.
Well, since I'm overcorrecting for my streaming delay, I could tell you that they're not going in that direction.
They're not going in that direction. And then all I heard was they don't want to make a mistake like they made with Luka Doncic. And here they go. They might do it again. But again, I already said I'm skeptical about Purdue players. But so hold on. Then Shaden Sharp is an option. That
That
dude from Arizona, Benedict.
Yeah, Benny Mathurin.
Mhm. Man, I'm intrigued now because I've been really intrigued with the Kings. Like I think they play so much worse than they actually are the last couple years.
Yeah, one of the first other guys I wanted to invite to the show is a Kings fan, but he ended up going down to the draft party.
Good for him. It's a big day for them. But man, like just they need to get it right, man. I'm not sure I'm not. I liked the Sabonis move at first, but dude, it really depends on what they do right now. And I appreciate you not spoiling it for me.
And I think it's safe to say that the Kings are pretty much trying to go in hard on a need by going with Keegan Murray.
Yeah. Okay. Keegan's really good too, man. One of the twins from Iowa. Yeah, absolutely. You're saying they like him here a lot? I saw that too. Definitely
Yeah,
saw that.
and I think the Kings are thinking about how their roster's been pretty unbalanced over the past couple of years, where they either had a lot of guards and also they had a lot of big, low quality big options too.
Yeah. No, for sure. They need a wing. They got to get off this Harrison Barnes era because
You know what's frustrating about Harrison Barnes? You notice how these, like the past 2 seasons, like the first 6 weeks to 2 months of the
he plays
season,
very good. Like him. Yeah, exactly. Oh, and then he'll like suck for 2 months, 3 months, and then he kind of gets back to it towards the end of the year. He is a very frustrating player. But again, that's why the Kings need to get off him. And there you go. Keegan Murray goes fourth. I think that's a good ass pick. They really do need to get a win. And you know what? I trust the Iowa guy probably more than That's actually like the exact same thing. Iowa's don't be producing them big pros either. So there you go. Like, hopefully it works out. He averaged 24 last year, right? Pretty close to that.
Uh, and Twitter's
23 and a half. There you go.
I noticed on my Twitter people are going uh crazy over this. It's like I
I
don't
think it's smart. I think that's reasonable.
I think it's a bit of an overreaction by a lot of people. I can
They're saying it's
actually,
a miss.
yeah. But at the same time, I could see why. I can understand why you could still think someone like Murray has the potential to be a better overall player than Jaden Ivey.
Right. Or I mean, bro, like honestly, was he what was he, a junior? Or was he a sophomore or freshman? Murray.
I think he's.
Let's look that up.
I think he is a junior and came out after his junior year.
Because he's 21. Right. Yeah, bro. Why can't he be like Paulo is supposed to be? Is how I feel like they look at it. They might not have like the exact same game, but I think they could be pretty similar type of impact players, man. They're comparing him to Pascal Siakam. That's interesting. But I like him, and I just saw who's going 5, and I'm really mad I did that. I'm not. Did you see it as well?
And friend of the show, Nairi Holmes, is pretty upset about that. I just saw him tweet fucking Kings.
Yeah. I think that's a. I don't think that's a bad pick. I don't understand.
I mean, yeah, Ivy has a chance to be a special defensive player, but
That's why, bro. Again, these type of wings do not come every day with the. And I get, and this he shoots right. Keegan, he's a good shooter, like for his size, right? Like, does he shoot the 3 ball decent?
at the same time, I feel like there's a lot of like 6'4" prospects who could become really good defensive players,
Right,
and
right. Guys that like almost end up coming out of nowhere, like Donovan Mitchell, bro. Exactly, or Bones. Exactly. So let me look, and then exact Keegan Murray. That's why the Nuggets are stuck with this MPJ dilemma, bro. Because you almost have to do that if you're a team that's never had a guy like that. That's where the game went.
yeah, I remember when the trade rumors, uh, when the rumors first circulated that Kevin Durant may consider leaving Brooklyn, and
Right.
how people on Nuggets Twitter brought up from appearing on CJ McCollum's podcast that Denver was one of his favorite cities.
Yeah, I remember that. Absolutely. That'd be
But
so. Oh my god, that'd be interesting. That'd be crazy.
I think you have to
If you had the
roll the dice
opportunity.
if Kevin
Yeah.
Durant says he's interested,
Yeah.
and with the uncertainty of Michael
Dude.
Porter Jr.'s future, just knowing that you get 2 more years of high level Kevin Durant, and it's the move that could put you over the top for a championship.
Yeah.
I
Even if
think
you
you
get
have.
one. Yeah, I'm with that, bro. MPJ, Monte, Will, 2 first. How does that not get it done? One of my good friends who's a Bulls fan, and I'm kind of a Bulls fan. Um, he said Patrick Williams, Kobe White, and Nikola Vucevic, Io DeSumo, and 2 first, which is also a very strong one. But I think you might lean towards us because of MPJ's potential. Maybe not. But uh, those are 2 very good packages that I think
If you're playing the ceiling game, it's still Michael Porter
it's still
Jr.
Michael
over.
Porter Jr. Exactly, but the injuries are scaring a lot of that away right now, and you got to be realistic about it. So,
Although that's a pretty scary combination to rely on if you're Brooklyn of Ben Simmons and Michael Porter Jr.
oh man, that would be insane. And then I mean they'd basically be saying we're building for the future. Try to get a team around Ben before he retires because he basically went all in for him. Um, so Detroit's pick is in. They go Jaden Ivey then.
Yeah, I think this situation's a much better fit for him.
I didn't even realize Detroit had fifth. I must have missed that. So they go Cade and Jaden. That's pretty good. I think that's a good but that's also a good fit. I think it's a better fit than Jaden in. I'm scared,
Sacramento.
bro, because Davion Mitchell looked very good last year. Not just like a two-way player. He looked like a point guard last year. Where when De'Aaron was out, he's throwing like 8 to 10 dimes a night. He was even going higher than that. I saw him get 12 plus a few times.
Oh, yeah,
I
that guy could be like a rich man's Faku.
well, I really think he could be a guy like Donovan, but with probably a little less offensive game, a little less bounce, and probably a better defender. But that's still a solid player. He was what I think he shot 35% from three. He didn't take many, granted, but he still was a decent shooter, and I like that though. Like he's not a dumb player who in this era is just jacking him up because he knows that's that era. He still got to the cup. He dished great. He's a great defender. I don't see. I think I watch. I think Kings fans are going to be pleasantly surprised with how that works out. I really do. And I'm not saying that's a diss to Jaden Ivey. I think also Detroit gets better. So all five of these teams should get better. These are five very good players. I hope.
So what do you think happens with Killian Hayes now?
He's got to be out of there, man. I'm sorry. I mean, unless he's going to accept a role like off the bench, and a lot of people had very big expectations for Killian Hayes for whatever reason. No offense, it's just he never really proved anything. So when he's right, he's kind of a guy to me like Markelle Fultz a little bit. You're probably not gonna be able to rely on his offense, but he can rebound good for his size. He's a good assister, obviously, and you know when he's right, he could probably take it to the cup strong, I guess. But no, he's probably out of there, man. Cade is the point guard on that team, also. It goes without saying. And then you got to guess that Jaden's probably the two now. So
Yes.
there you go.
So the question is, who's a good team to take a flyer on him? I mean, that could potentially be Brooklyn after
Yeah.
Their roster gets dismantled.
Yep. Absolutely. Let me think of some other guys who could use a guard right now. I mean, Indiana maybe.
The Wizards.
Yeah, Wizards maybe. I mean, yeah, just anybody who's young and really. I mean, yeah. No, OKC takes chances on every single guy like that. So maybe them. I don't know, but he'll definitely get another chance. He's got talent. So yeah. My question to you: what does Indiana do here? And unless you've already seen it.
I mean, I did see it already, but it's
is that what you would have said?
Pretty predictable with what I saw with the mocks.
Absolutely, yeah. And he's a very good player too. And he's the first guy that his Ben is not short for Benjamin, which is pretty cool. You got to admit that's different. He's probably different.
Although you have to wonder what if Indiana is ever going to move off of
Brogdon.
Brogdon and Miles Turner.
They're in like the majority of the trade talks right now.
If there's a good way of doing a Twin Towers type thing, if you're Minnesota, I think Cat and Miles Turner would be really fun. Not this
Rudy
Gobert or Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, I
just
like
seeing
Miles.
2 7-footers take turns spotting up for three.
Spotting up, right? Exactly, dude. If people can't recognize that, look, Rudy is like one of the best to ever be his type of player, if that makes sense. It doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter. A guy like Clint, it doesn't matter. That's why I almost think like I might want to rather pay a cheaper guy. I mean, obviously a cheaper guy who does what they do, but a cheaper guy like maybe a Chris Boucher who can still spot up. And, he's not going to get paid a super amount, but or just another guy like who's not highly regarded, but he shoots and he can play defense. So and he has the size. So I just don't. Yeah, I don't see how guys like who is Rudy. Yeah, the Bulls. I don't see why the Bulls would do that. I'd rather have
I mean,
Vucevic.
I could see why it would make sense for like the Hornets or the Knicks to do it, and not the
Maybe the
freaking
Hornets. They
Bulls.
need defense. You're right. But no, it doesn't make sense for me for the Knicks either because don't they have Mitchell Robinson?
But you would all think
Offer
that
Mitchell. Oh, you're saying you'd swap him? Okay.
there'd be
Gotcha.
a good chance he'd be going to Utah on a deal like that,
Well, yeah, no, you're right. I'm sorry. I missed a step.
or
So yeah,
even like Julius Randle could be the main piece that comes back.
yeah. I mean, man, if it doesn't work with Rudy and Donovan, why would it work with why would it work with Robinson and Donovan? So yeah, I
But
think
yeah, the
Julius.
main problem is Rudy's only a regular season player, and once
Yeah,
the playoffs come around, the elite guards are still too good, and they can just pick Gobert apart and pick and roll. And he doesn't have good enough of an answer defensively to make up for the shortcomings there. Even though the annoying theme of like the Warriors series was people trying to blame Jokic for the defensive breakdowns on all
right,
the 3-point shooting when it was really a lot of the breakdowns and the rotations following Jokic for the most
right,
part.
right.
Then in Game Five, people uh, getting at Jokic for not being able to block Steph Curry's layup, yet was repeatedly able to finish over pretty good defensive players like Al Horford and Robert Williams in the finals.
I mean, no, Aaron Gordon's a really good defender. Aaron tried his best with those guys. Exactly.
They act like
Yeah.
Steph Curry can only finish layups that easily when it's guys who can't really jump and
Oh
protect the
oh my
rim.
god, dude! If people only knew how fucking gifted his touch is around the rim, they would shut up. Because, dude, like that is, I mean, dude, that's a top 10 player arguably ever. Just stop. We didn't. I just Nuggets fans, man, trying to act like I just again, I'm not blaming anyone on the roster for what they couldn't do against Golden State, the eventual champs. I'm not gonna do it. If you want to, fine, but I think they did the best they could. The fact they even got one, pretty, pretty good. But
So since the Dallas only got to 5 games against the Warriors as well,
yeah,
what if you just completely give Jokic all the Dallas role players? Do you think that would be enough to push the Warriors to 7?
no, I don't. Do
I think
you?
it could be,
You could? I just,
especially since
well,
if
you're right because they're so guard heavy. I get what you're saying. You're right. I'm sorry.
Brunson could,
You're
if he
saying
was
though
able to,
without Luca though, right?
yeah, you just swap out
Right, right,
the
right.
role players completely.
Jalen. Well, THJ was hurt. I think
Yes.
that would have mattered. I think Dorian needs a year or two because he's still a good player, but he was too unavailable offensively too many times to where he's in too much to be
And
doing
we
that.
know Kleba wouldn't really play much with
Exactly,
Jokic.
Kleber, exactly. So, and I mean, he again is very inconsistent too. Even he's a great shooter, but I don't know about great. He's a good shooter, and he disappears for too long. But you're right. That's an interesting question with Spencer.
Another guy who could potentially score 20 or in the upper teens
It would have been
in the right
interesting.
hot streak.
They get it to six. They get it to six. They at least get it to six. But seriously, I want to run it back. I mean, it's so funny. All of us wanted to run it back with Phoenix. That doesn't even matter anymore. We all just know we want Golden State, bro. Like we want to get them. If we're right, that's who you're gonna have to go through. and I think they know it, and I think they're gonna be ready to do it.
Yeah, I feel like Calvin's gonna end up doing something to give this roster the right injection of change with a good like either two man that could complete the starting lineup. And we think one example of that guy would be uh, Contavious Caldwell Pope.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Contagious still a good enough defender, still a good enough shooter. Yes, still cheap enough. Yes, that's that's all you're looking at. If you're a Nuggets fan right now and you're not really sure what we're looking for, it's size, it's defense, and it's shooting. And guys, and honestly, it is a little bit of experience. I don't think that matters really anymore. Um, but guys who are just nasty, we need a couple nasty dudes. We got some nasty dudes. We need some more nasty dudes. And I think, and I'm not saying nasty like fucking, like Dray. It doesn't have to be Draymond level. We just got to have guys who want to compete every minute. And I'm not saying they didn't have that, but you need again, talent matters in this. Every team is gonna bust their ass, at least most of them, if you're gonna try to be successful. But you need a guy who's going to bust his ass, who's also a capable scorer, and we need that's what we lacked last year without Jamal and PJ. So hopefully that's KCP again is a guy who can make shots and a guy who can stop shots. So yeah, I anybody like that.
So, what did you think of the reports of Mike Singer saying Monte's unlikely to be moved tonight? Do you think part of it was like trying to drive up his value?
That's that's an interesting question. I think they're stuck. Again, I don't think they want to move Monte. He has been again. It's like Gary, and they almost were forced to move Gary. And I'm not sure that it gets that way with Monte again. I do expect them to move him this offseason tonight. Probably not. How many years does do these guys, these reporters, these analysts, they gas up the draft night moves and nothing ever happens. So that probably wasn't a shot in the dark, but I do expect him to be moved, and I said I tweeted it earlier today. I think it's a mistake if you don't move him. I'm sorry. I love Monte. He doesn't fit anymore. Sorry. And the Nuggets. Tim Connolly's not here anymore, but when he drafted Bones, he basically was saying, if this works out, this is a guy that will eventually take Monte's place. I'm sorry. That's what's happened. It worked out. Don't be dumb. Don't be dumb. Don't move on from Bones because he's very special. If you want to go back to how Monte looked in his first couple of years, it wasn't like Bones looked last year. I promise you. So I think you got to make some tough cuts when you're on a contender, and that's one of them. That's a definition of a tough cut.
Yeah, and I think avoiding playing small in the starting lineup is pretty important. But at the same time, avoiding playing small off the bench is
Period.
uh,
Exact. Just period. Absolutely. 100.
because especially last year's having to see the Faku, Bones, and Forbes lineups,
Even Marcus
that
getting in
was
there
tragic.
sometimes. Yeah, bro, it's tough. Like obviously things got a little messed up when PJ Dozier got hurt. But yeah, man, you take it as a growing experience. You just can't let that happen again. Again, the league is not dependent on I think so much size anymore, but I think you need size. Like you do need size. And you need size that if it's not going to be huge guys, you need at least guys who are able to, where everyone can't shoot over them. Is I guess what I'm trying to say. So yeah,
And there's a reason why a team like Utah is considered to be in the transition of a possible reset. And when you look at the roster construction, too many small guards, and also at the same time, a lot of guys who couldn't really defend well. I mean,
yeah,
their best defender was probably Bojan Bogdanovic. and he's only someone who could be above average on his best day, and even Royce O'Neal was still a bit undersized for the role he was playing for that team.
Right. Well, I would. So you're saying besides, I think I'd probably say Royce is a better defender than Boyan, but I get what you're saying. He definitely was undersized, and that's just that's the PJ Tucker thing, and he's not PJ Tucker. So, yeah, exactly. And luckily, we're not in that Utah situation because it's very funny to me. Nuggets fans like to get frustrated, but we could easily be in this Utah situation. Donovan and Rudy could be ours. They could be. That could have been our core, and it's not. So like that, I think you look at it glass half full. I think we got a way easier job than Utah does because they right now have to appease to their main star. We do not have to do that. We don't even have to appease to our second guy. So we're in good shape.
Yeah, I still firmly believe that even if the Nuggets had kept Rudy Gobert, that I don't think he would have been there long enough to develop into the guy that he became,
Right. No, exactly.
especially during the year and a half of Brian Shaw in place.
No, exactly. Exactly. Nah, it's a blessing how it worked out. Crazy, honestly, unexplainable, but yeah.
Do you
All
think
hell.
the
Yeah.
Do you think the Blazers have done enough to appease Damian Lillard?
Well, if they get OG, so they get Jeremy Grant. If they get OG Anunoby, you keep Josh Hart. I'm not sure if you can keep Josh Hart and have OG Anunoby, but they just got Shaden Sharp, right? Or Sheldon
Yeah,
Sharp. What's his name?
Shaden Sharp.
Shaden Sharp, right? Exactly. So what's he? He's a shooting guard, correct? That's the shooting
Yeah, I
guard,
imagine that
Kentucky.
either Jeremy plays the four, or you could play a bit bigger with Hart at the two, along with Jeremy at the three.
Yeah. When I was listing it out, it went for me. I think if you can keep both Josh and OG, you go Dame, Hart, OG, Jeremy, Nurk.
But they probably are gonna make sure that Anthony Simon starts.
I know that's what I'm saying. But that's another thing. You have Dame as your point guard. Are you sure you can do that? And you're appeasing to Dame. You're not going to appease to Anthony. And I'm telling you, those two will get eaten up defensively. It doesn't matter how good they are offensively. So
Yeah,
you
it's
need
pretty
Josh.
much the same with him and CJ. And
Right.
then,
Josh is a solid defender. You need him in there. OG, he has to start if you have
well,
him.
he's not on the team. It's Jeremy Grant.
No, I get you. I'm saying if they get OG,
Yeah,
because there's serious
yeah.
talks about them getting OG. But I'm just saying, yeah, if they're able to do that, they could really. I think they're much better defensively. And then maybe if you have more guys like Jeremy, OG, Shaden, you move off of Nurkic and you try to go maybe you try to play a smaller, more running gun type of offense. So who knows, man? But uh,
I feel
it
like the
should.
Blazers have set themselves up to mainly be getting replacement level centers now.
Right, and in Nurkic's place, you're saying?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's tough because like, who would they have drafted here to like get a? I don't know who they could have gotten to like. I don't know. That's a tough one, but yeah. You like? I think it's. We just talked about it. Wings like Jeremy are very valuable. He can guard multitude of positions, and then um, they probably need another guy. Josh Hart, same thing, but I like Nurk. I don't think they were that bad. If they're good defensively, I think he can fit as a fourth, fifth best option, or a guy who show maybe a third best option who shows up at every other. Like you have rotating third options because honestly nobody really stands out of those options that they have besides Dame. And I love Anthony. He's very good, but yeah. So
I feel like Nurk's probably gone though.
yeah, you've seen it, but um, we'll see. We're just gonna have to see because again, not many better options. Who you get that's better, and who knows? Maybe they bring Mason Plumlee back and then use that money they were gonna use on Dirk to go and get OG. So yeah,
Yeah, it
Maybe
does feel like Mason's gonna get traded again somehow, some way.
he's out of there, man. Because if you deal with Mason Plumlee more than 2 years, man, you will lose your mind. So you have to trade him. You have to. That's just science. See, I thought I kept seeing like something about the Nuggets trading something. Am I seeing this wrong?
No, I got my Twitter on the side of this
Nothing going
window
on.
for the stream, and I haven't seen anything.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I saw it on the TV. I don't know. Maybe I saw it misread something. But no chance. There. See, what are you guys? There it is. Okay. So supposedly the starting lineup for the Kings next year is De'Aaron Fox, Justin Holiday, Harrison Barnes, Keegan Murray, and Demonis Sabonis. No, no. If the Kings start Holiday over Mitchell next year, oh my gosh, man, just stop. And DiVincenzo's a restricted free agent. Rashawn Holmes wants out, obviously. So they have a lot of questions. Mo Harkless, I'm not even sure he's an NBA player anymore. So they got questions. Terrence Davis, who underwent surgery about 3 months left in the season,
Yeah,
decent before he got hurt. So he's probably involved some way, somehow on a cheap deal. Man, I don't hate it, but that you cannot not start Davion Mitchell. No chance. Where are we at now? So eight was
nine.
eight was Shaden Sharp.
No,
No, seven was Shaden
he
Sharp.
was 7, and the first Ignite player went off the board with the 8th pick.
Who was it?
I think Jaden Hardy.
Hardy. Yeah. So that's like the first like. Where did he go?
He was on the Ignite.
Oh, he was with Margin. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, interesting. He's a guard. You said.
Yeah,
And sorry, he went where, bro?
the G League Ignite
No, I'm saying where did he just get drafted to? I missed it.
at 8.
But to who?
The Pelicans, Dyson
Oh,
Daniels.
okay. There you go.
I got the other one of the other Ignite guards mixed up.
Got you. Got you. So it was okay. Got you.
With that NIL in place, do you think that's enough to keep uh, most prospects in college, or do you think that it's only for certain people for the G League
That's a
now?
good. That's a good question.
Or if you don't want to really have to worry about going to class, and then the G League
Right.
seems more appealing.
Right. And so to each his own, but to me, I still think the highest college level is. It's just more of the atmosphere. You're going to be playing in bigger crowds. You're going to be traveling. I think that's. I know you travel for G League, so that's actually. I mean, but yeah, I just think that's a good question. I probably would just still. I think it's enough to keep a guy in college a year or two longer. I do. But like you said, it depends who you are. So yeah. Oh wait, it's okay. It just came up again, saying a proposed trade. What is this? I
I
can't.
haven't seen much except the whole Knicks are still trying to work to acquire Jaden Ivey. That's really the only major rumor I've seen popping up.
Oh right, the pick 30 we got for Jamichael. Excuse me, because they keep saying they keep bringing this up, and I'm like, bro, that's interesting though. Isn't that deal not official? So how does that work? We tell them who to draft, and then when it goes through, we end up swapping them.
Yeah, that's how it works. Is when you trade a player, since for some reason the NBA doesn't instantly change the pick in all instances,
Yeah.
it gives people the illusion that you're picking a player than trading them
Right.
rather
And it's
than
the other team. Gotcha.
drafting it on the other team's behalf.
And we're very well familiar with that with Donovan and Rudy. So yeah. That,
Although it still would have been nice if the Nuggets had at least held on to him through summer league before making a trade.
bro, they see Donovan at like 2 practices, they would have kept him, bro. I'm sorry, he's still Donovan's a very good player, bro. He's got that tenacity too. But man, can you imagine Jamal Donovan? I mean, we do this so much, but yeah, Jamal Donovan, MPJ. Probably don't get MPJ if you have Donovan, though. That's the thing. But yeah,
Then also, if you had thought about taking Devin Booker instead of Emmanuel Mudiay,
right.
imagine the payoff that would have made instead.
It goes on, man. Who we could have drafted instead of Leiden,
Even with
Lonzo, Malik. Anyway,
as solid as uh, Tim Connolly was.
you can miss exactly. You can miss, which is why I got confidence in Calvin Booth. I ultimately think what will be, and we got blessed, brother. We have Nikola Jokic, 2-time MVP, bro. I'm sorry, there's nothing else y'all can do about that. We are a pick away. We are a player or two who's legitimately can contribute away from winning a title, bro.
So, do you think it's kind of disrespectful to Jokic that he doesn't get featured in more NBA draft
I'll say
promotional
this: I don't
packages?
think he wants any of that stuff, bro. And I still think it's
And
something
I
where.
think he
Sorry, go ahead.
barely gets mentioned in passing when it comes time to where they do that like a little montage of some of
Right,
the
it's like,
great
but you
second
can,
round picks.
yeah, you exactly. No, I get you, and you know what? Uh, I don't think he cares at all. But yeah, it is a little disrespectful. It's something we're all probably more, you know, in tune with than other NBA fans. But yeah, I think. But again, no, it would be worse if we had a guy who that would get to. Unfortunately, that stuff does not. That shit does not matter to Nikola Jokic.
Then again, it's kind of a challenge to put Jokic in the promotional packages because all you have was a Taco Bell commercial
Yeah,
during the pick.
right. Exactly. So it's not much. It's not much footage. So you
And they
know,
still thought he was a power forward back then.
yeah, yeah. Exactly. So look at Spike Lee talking to Jaden Ivey. You think that happens?
Sorry, what was that?
Um, they just showed on the screen it was Spike Lee talking to Jaden Ivey. I'm like, yeah. So they're talking right now. They're trying to make that a thing.
Yeah, I don't think New York's going to be able to pull it off.
Yeah, I don't see how are you gonna do that. But whatever. I mean, unless you were trading RJ, which you're not gonna do that. So
Yeah, that's about the only thing that would really make that work.
yeah. Well, well, yeah. No, I mean, I like Quickly a lot. Well, it would have to be like Quickly, McBride, and like in Mile and Mitchell Robinson. So it'd have to be a big package. Which arguably, if you think Jaden and RJ will be enough, and Julius, sure. I don't think so. New York's stuck too, man. They're in purgatory. They're in purgatory it's going to be a while too, because they're going to be in denial about RJ Barrett for a while. And I think the sooner they move on from him and truly rebuild, bro, that they can get back to some sort of consistency and relevancy. But yeah, until then, they keep taking these chances on guys like Julius Randle, which look, it worked decently for a year. But you see, in the grand scheme, it doesn't matter. You've got to get a full team.
Yeah, I mean, with Julius Randle, I really thought more highly of him, and I thought he was going to become a bit of a better player than he was. You saw it come take shape back in the previous season, and this year he kind of reverts back to more of the same self that made him a disappointment in LA and that 1 year he spent with New Orleans.
100%. He was an MVP candidate last year, 2 years ago. Sorry, he did not look even close to that guy this year. It was sad, but and I like Julius a lot too. I thought the Nuggets could somehow get him. He might be a decent fit with Yoke, but I've kind of been swayed out of that. But yeah, bro. Yeah, they're gonna have to be honest with themselves and start over. I mean, I seriously, if you flip RJ, Julius, Mitchell right now, and you can build around like McBride could shoot. He was actually like he's a good shooter. Maybe try to make him your two guard, quickly your point guard. Uh, Obi Toppin, your three. Start over, bro. Those aren't like they're not great players, but you have an if those could be your role players down the line, because your star right now is RJ Barrett. He's probably at best a role player on a championship team. Julius Randle, same exact thing. They got to get a star. They need a star. They've lacked a star since who? Since shit, number 7. But yeah, I mean, and then Patrick Ewing, bro. So it's
Yeah,
been
you know, then I still think Yvonne Fournier is pretty movable just because of his
right.
shooting ability, even though the contract's a bit higher than you would like.
I've been forgetting he's there, but yeah, exactly. So exactly, Alec Burks, same exact thing.
You
Same,
know what was crazy about Fournier while he was in Denver?
huh?
He just lived in the regular neighborhood.
Yeah,
He didn't live downtown in the fancy high rises.
it's funny, man. Yeah, I mean,
Because one of my old coworkers at Sam's Club, he said he just lived a few houses away from him.
okay, nah, that's cool, man.
He
That's
was
cool.
like, I think that was like around Yale and Ogden.
Oh, okay, yeah,
So that was like a Harvard Gulch neighborhood he lived in.
bro, you right by Schlesman YMCA. That's hilarious. So yeah,
And if I remember correctly, Drill Arthur didn't live too far off from that either.
okay. I mean, it's a pretty nice neighborhood. It's not. It's a pretty nice neighborhood, but yeah, I get you.
For athletes, that seems like you're willing
Yeah,
to really live with regular people
but that's
if you're
smart though,
living
bro. That's smart. You stop it. You gonna run through that money with a big ass mansion. You're not even gonna look at half the rooms. So
compared to what most of the athletes choose here is like the uh, downtown high rise penthouses,
or the Cherry
Greenwood
Hills mansion.
Village,
Yeah,
uh,
exactly.
Brighton, Broomfield.
Johnny Davis goes to Washington, huh?
The
Okay.
Taco Bell guy.
Taco Bell guy. The other Taco Bell guy. So and then so we didn't get to mention it, but San Antonio goes Jeremy Showen. Where did he go?
Baylor.
Okay. Um. Oh, right.
Yeah, isn't it weird that San Antonio uh, has been in this rebuild and they still manage to make the play-in game while there's teams like the Kings who are actually trying to make it to their
Bro,
point and they just can't.
talking to shout out Notorious Nugs on Twitter. We were talking, bro. Trey Jones might be as good, if not better, than DeJounte Murray. Seriously, give it some time. Devin Vassell is your two guard of the future. Keldon Johnson is very good. He's a good wing. They get Showen, who's what did he even or Soshin, young potential. They get a 4. They are a 5 away from seriously being a dangerous young team, bro. Giving Pop maybe one more exciting little, maybe not a championship, but I think Pop just wants to be in the action one more time, bro, with a team that he actually feels can win. I don't think he ever really thought that LaMarcus and DeMar could have won, bro, because he's not an idiot. He's the greatest. So I seriously give them 2 more years. Maybe if they can keep like that same spot as next year, get another 10, get another one, maybe 8 or whatever, and then make a move for a center, bro, dude, or or draft a center. Oh yeah, I've heard they're all in on Wemben. What's his name? Wembenyama, the French guy,
Oh, yeah, Victor.
Victor. I've heard they're like they really want him. So next year they get him. Maybe that's your 5. So I definitely think San Antonio is in a good position right
Aren't you kind of scared of Wisconsin guys because they never seem
now.
to
Yeah,
break through and become ceiling players in the NBA?
yeah,
I feels
yeah.
like the last really good Wisconsin guy was Michael Finley.
Damn, damn. I would not have guessed that. But yeah, dude, you got.
Oh, I guess Devin Harris was
Yeah,
another
I
one
mean,
too.
yeah, you got to give Devin his flowers. He was
But
pretty.
other than that,
Yeah.
those were the only two
Let me
Wisconsin guys.
look. Let me look. I feel like we might forget.
Every
Nick
other
Nowitzki,
Wisconsin
bro.
guy tends to be disappointing for a lottery pick.
Bro, Frank and Sam Decker weren't great players. Bro. All right, let's look. Hold on. Let me see if we're.
Imagine if
Yeah, you're
Imagine
absolutely.
how Charlotte has to feel for not getting 4 draft picks for Frank Kaminsky from the Celtics, if that
Man,
was
that was,
really true.
that's a robbery, bro. You're right, though. That's exactly those are the two. Named John Moore. Yeah, man. Sorry, yeah, that's it. Hey, but yeah, he's good though. Again, another guy, prototypical wing or a prototypical 2 guard right now. I think he could play a little wing.
Thunder are going to add more size to the roster as they
Did they just pick?
New York's going to trade that pick to the Thunder.
Oh,
Osmane Jang,
ah. And where's he? Where did he go? Oh, he's
he
from
was
France.
in New Zealand.
Ah, so he's like, yeah,
He played in the NBL.
gotcha. Okay, so yeah, so he's going to OKC. So OKC, man, they've got enough. Just trade Shea, bro. And if Shea's on the table, Nuggets got to go see they got to go see what they can maybe get for him.
Although it feels like OKC's uh, really trying to load up on like guys with a lot of length on the roster now.
Not just that, but come on, man, they got a ton of international guys, bro. There's no lie, they are in on the international pool. Seriously, Giddy, Jane. I mean, SGA's Canadian, Dort's Canadian, Pokushevsky. They got that dude Gabriel Deck from Spain. Dude, they have so many. Yeah, they got so many foreign projects. Crazy, but what's your opinion on this guy, Jang? Is he going to be decent?
I haven't really seen much of Jane to know how I feel about him
Okay,
panning out, but
yeah,
seems intriguing though.
fair enough. But yeah, he's going. That's cool.
So the Knicks are going to have now multiple first from that trade.
Okay, yeah. So they just goes back. Okay.
Since
Good
I
for
know that there's some Knicks fans who hope that Kyrie just wants to move to a different part of New York City.
right. Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, I think yeah, more young players for them the better, and a couple first rounders will not hurt them at all. That this 12th pick, that dude was not going to save them. So, yeah, exactly. And I said the same thing about the Wizards. It's funny, I forgot to say, but yeah, the Wizards getting a guy like Davis, if he's not to pan out, it's It's right up their alley, bro, and that sucks. I hope he does. I hope all these dudes work out. But I think the Knicks finally did something smart. Finally. So yeah, good for them. Where are we at?
So, knowing that star players like Kyrie Irving could force themselves to any team in the league just because of their status,
Yeah,
uh, where do you think it makes sense for him to try to do that for? We know that the Lakers are a popular spot for him to try that at.
yeah. Saw that Miami. Saw
Yeah, if anything, I think Miami's probably the best spot for him to try to force his way to right now.
yeah, bro. I agree.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, it'll kind
Clippers.
of,
I don't know
you
if the
won't
Clippers
be,
can get him, but
I think the Clippers could be intrigued as well. And if you're Brooklyn, you're probably going to be more excited about the return from a Clippers deal as opposed to the Heat.
no, exactly. I don't think Kyrie
Because I
wants.
think that the Heat would avoid giving up Tyler Hero in a signing trade.
Yeah, bro. And keep in mind, I don't think. I think Kyrie is now. I don't think Kyrie just misses LeBron and the situation. I think he misses playing in a city like Cleveland that you don't have to deal with the New York media every day. I certainly don't think he'd want to deal with the LA media every day. I could definitely see him going to Miami. It's a nice place. He can chill out. They're not, it's not, at least it's not New York and LA media. Might be really good for him.
I imagine that both Kyle Lowry and Duncan Robinson would have to go out in order to make room for Kyrie.
Yeah, that's the start of it. I don't know what else they could even move. That's the thing. Maybe maybe not even Robinson because you're like, that's not what I think they'd probably want Struce over him. And I know you're saying because the money needs to match up, but why would Brooklyn want to fucking take on Duncan Robinson's contract? That's one of the worst contracts in basketball right now for sure. So
Yeah, the fall that he took was pretty dramatic, and I also, but the big part of that is because of Duncan being a target for defenses.
that and then Max Struess getting very good, very fast somehow. So yeah, and I was like, dude, no way. They don't have another guy, and they seriously. I think he's easily better than Doug Robinson. He's a decent defender. He doesn't get fucking lost every time, and you know, I feel bad for Duncan, but he's got the money, so it doesn't really nothing to really feel bad about. So hopefully, and if he wants it bad enough, he should become a better defender. Because if you're a good shooter like that, all that's missing is you stopping somebody every other time. Come on, bro. It's not. You're an NBA player. You should be able to do that. So, but still, I think even if he's able to do that, teams don't want that contract. So I think that's going to be tough for Miami to do unless they give up someone like Tyler Hero. So yeah, that'd probably be. I don't know. That'd be tough.
And Thunder's the first, one of the first Nuggets potential guys that we liked are coming off the board at 12
Who
with
just went?
Jalen Williams
Oh, Jalen. Okay,
going to the Thunder.
nice. So they didn't make the. Oh, so there. So then. So he's going to New York, right?
Yeah, no,
Oh wait. So
it,
then New York's picks are later on. So then OKC just got two picks in a row, or two out of three. I mean,
no, New York. Yeah, I guess that's how it works.
you feel me? Because they got Jane. So yeah. Damn, dude. This is what they were talking about though. They have so many picks that they were able to do stuff like this. They can pick and choose who they want. So yeah. Uh, OKC should be excited. They got a lot of young talent, and I think guys that you saw last year you're going to see very few of those guys. You might see a little bit of Maladon. You might see a little bit of Dort if he's not traded. You can see Shea a little. You'll see Shea if he's there. Um, Probably won't see much of Isaiah Roby. Probably won't see much of like guys like Gabriel Dick or they got a lot of guys that you would wonder like is that going to be one of their pieces? But they just got a lot of I think fill the spots right now. A lot of the guys like that who aren't really in the picture long term. So yeah, good for Jalen Williams, man. Hopefully.
Now that Jalen Williams is going to be on the Thunder, what do you think it really takes to get uh,
Shea,
Dort?
Dort, that's a yeah. Will a first. I don't think they're huge on Dort. I don't think you can be when you're in the position like
Because now they just got enough other pieces in place to where Dort's just easily expendable.
they all are, bro. It's like the only guys who aren't really are just Giddy and Shea, bro. Those are like uh and Shea feels like he should get moved. So yeah, I feel you.
I mean, you can literally play a lot of lineups with guys no shorter than Shea at 6'5".
Yeah, that's what teams are going for. A lot of switchable guys,
I mean, New Orleans is on that track as well, even though Jose Alvarado is going to be the one short guy in the mix.
and he's so different that like it doesn't even really matter when it comes to him. But yeah, so and I'm sure you've seen some of the Zion to OKC rumors. Um, Not sure that New Orleans wants to commit to Brandon Ingram. I love Brandon, but not sure that him, CJ, some other guys would really. I think you need a guy like Zion whose ceiling is better than both of theirs to probably, yeah, be the one. Or you need a one for those two. So yeah, um, we'll see, man. We'll see. I'm mad we're not getting not one trade, bro.
We technically got one, but still waiting to hear what the multiple picks that the Thunder sent to the Knicks say.
Right, right. I mean, like, yeah, a player trade. So yeah. Um, yeah, pretty. As I said, I was being pessimistic. I said we're not going to get a single trade today, are we? That's exactly how it's looking right now. But you never know. Still time. So yeah, Dyson Daniels. Let me look at that. That's one more guy, and he was G League, correct?
Yeah, Ignite.
Ignite. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Oh, yeah, a 6'8" dude. He looks like you can dribble and shoot. Yeah. Hard to not like that. So good for New Orleans. I mean, but so if he's good like that, maybe you do move on from Zion. But who knows, man? Because they have Herb Jones too. They kind of need a point guard and not really a big man. I love Jonas as like a fifth best option on the team.
Well, they're to the point where I think Jackson Hayes gets
Moved.
no, he just gets the short end of the stick in the rotation once Zion's back in the mix.
And no, exactly. But and then I've seen him. He's been mentioned in a lot of trade talk too. So could see him getting
Then
moved.
I could see a lot more Zion at center next year
Yeah,
with the way that Herb Jones
yeah.
and Lewis Murphy have developed.
Trey Murphy.
Oh yeah, Trey Murphy. Yeah,
Yeah, no, exactly. Trey Murphy, good shooter, and Herb Jones, good defender, decent shooter. Yeah,
and you can treat Jonas more like a matchup based guy.
which they really kind of were when CJ was getting more comfortable. Some nights get 20, some nights he get 30.
Um,
Especially when they played Golden State, he really got exposed for why you can't play him.
except due to the Zion being out, they ended up going to and the post trade deadline. He went to a lot of Hayes and Valanciunas lineup starting together.
Right. Excuse me, Phoenix. I meant. Yeah. Sorry. But exactly. Exactly. Man, if they would have had Zion, man, they might have had Phoenix there in that first round. That would have been. That's something that NBA Twitter would have never let go. But
Speaking of Phoenix, now that it's pretty certain that DeAndre Ayton is going to seek a sign and trade to leave just because Phoenix will not uh, pay him like a max guy.
mm-hmm. I think I hate to say it. I think they're smart. I'm not huge on DeAndre Ayton for a couple of reasons. He seems soft to me, bro. I'm sorry. He's talented as hell, but there's something missing in his game. He also has trouble holding on to the ball, and he's a good defender, but he's really slow, bro. So I mean, it's not something that's like it screams max. And people are saying they're dumb for that. I disagree, bro. And look,
Wow. The Hornets finally had a chance to
get a
get
center.
themselves a potential solid rotation big, and they end up trading Jalen Duren to the Knicks.
The Knicks. Wait, so wait. And that's the Memphis. That's the Memphis. Okay.
Oh, there's a conflicting trade.
Oh, a trade happened? Or you're
Yeah,
saying this is
between Charlotte and the Knicks.
right. So Charlotte is not getting their center
So the Charlotte just ended up drafting Duren for the Knicks.
for the Knicks. There you go. So maybe they get Jang. No, because Jang's on OKC. I'm sorry, bro. It's so that's just confusing. But yeah,
It's got to be something else.
gotta be something.
Maybe the
No
Knicks are
wait,
going to get.
the what was this tweet? The Pistons are acquiring Jalen Duren. Is he tripping?
Yeah, the Sham and Woj uh,
Have they been like
reporting different things.
clashing all night? I'm dead. Like,
Yeah, I feel like that's the first time that that's happened.
no, there was okay. So yeah, this is funny. I gotta know where's he going.
I think Duren makes more sense for the Pistons than the
Exactly.
Knicks.
Rob Perez just tweeted Mitch with a crying emoji. I do like Mitchell Robinson, bro. I'm telling you, he has to be the fifth best player on your starting lineup, or he's got to be your sixth man. But he can contribute to a winning team. I promise. He's got that energy. So who is it? Who's getting him? Someone correct this, bro.
I guess they're getting their details mixed up because it's a potential three-team trade.
3-team trade, okay. Okay. That makes sense. All right, well, Shams is already on to 14. Jesus Christ. He's saying Cleveland's going with that kid from Kansas. Which actually, that's a pretty good pick. He's like a shooting guard, correct?
Yeah,
Whatever. Ochai, yeah. You know what? That makes my man Colin Sexton very expendable right there. So
wonder what's going on with AJ Griffin, who was supposed to be considered a
a top 10.
lottery pick.
You know? Be honest with
And now it's to the point where him and like Wendell Moore could be going in the draft
you.
much closer to each other than
Yeah,
what was originally expected.
man. If Griffin drops to you at 21, do you get him? And it
Slowly,
and is it
oh,
the
Kemba Walker to Detroit.
there's one? Nice. So it is a 3-team trade. Let's go.
Hmm. Wonder if this is going to be potentially
Us,
Killian Hayes being involved,
oh, wouldn't that be funny? I'm going to
since
tell you
Durant
this.
is going to the Knicks.
Kimba's got to be getting bought out, though. No way he stays in Detroit, right? Why
I
would they?
think this could be another one of those situations where you hold on to a
The
veteran,
John Wall? Or
yeah,
not the John Wall.
till the after the deadline, and
Like, don't play him? Yeah. Okay.
or playing very sporadically.
Yeah. I mean, shit. Yeah, they didn't even play John this year, so. Let's see, man. Okay. But yeah, if AJ Griffin drops to at 21, do you think they take him?
I bet they would.
I don't mind having a Duke guy. Is his ankle injury something that could possibly be making him drop?
I guess that's a possibility. Then you also have to look at he played a ton of minutes for a, a 2 year college player.
Freshman. I like it, man. I'm not.
Uh, I guess Mark Stein is saying that the Pistons are getting Duran.
So they are getting Durant. Okay, so then
The Knicks dumped Kemba Walker to clear 18 million more in space.
that's smart. I'll be honest with you. So you basically you trade a pick to do that. It sucks because you had. Oh my god, you had to do that. Jesus, the Knicks just they just go in circles, man. Detroit gets that pick from Portland in the Jeremy Grant deal yesterday. Pistons are sending the Hornets 2025 first round pick via Milwaukee. Okay. Yeah, my guy Rick B said I'm so confused right now. I'm right there with you, buddy. That's
And it looks like Shams was right on this one.
he was, man. No, I'm not positive. I think that's the second time Woj has been wrong tonight, though. I saw someone else call him out on it. I'm not sure though.
Could you imagine if Shams just gave up the NBA insider beat and just the next day became this big time independent political commentator?
That would be funny. It would be. They've become they've become a good rivalry, man. Seriously.
I could. Then if Woj ditched sports, he would. I feel like he would just be like a mainstream type of CNN or MSNBC.
Right. I could see that. Yeah. CBS. Yeah, something like that. I agree. Who do you prefer out of the two? I feel like I kind of prefer Shams, bro. Who most has had some questionable moves the last couple of years, like outside of the reporting thing. So
Yeah,
yeah, probably go Shams. So Cade, Ivy, Sadiq and Durant. That's pretty freaking cool, man. You gotta be excited if you're a Detroit Pistons. Detroit basketball. Speaking of that, you see a video popped up on my timeline today of when we drafted Jalen Rose back in was it 99?
Jalen Rose,
Yeah,
95, I believe.
95, right? So yeah, man, that's funny, man. Uh, yeah, that's a throwback for you. But so far, okay. Well, we needed a trade. We got a trade. We get one or two more. We can. The Knicks intend to use the cap space from trading Kemba Walker to aggressively pursue Jalen Brunson with Sonny, according to Mark Stein.
Yeah, that's a tough part if you're Dallas, because I could see why you'd have a real need to avoid get to the point where you have no more small guards on the roster as well.
Yeah, I agree.
But at the same time, it's difficult to find guys who are going to want to play with a ball dominant player like Luca.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Even
I'm
though,
excited. I'm excited to see what they can do with Christian Wood. I gotta say that was an interesting move.
I still think Luca can be a better player in his prime than James Harden, for example,
Yeah,
someone who he plays pretty similar to,
yeah.
except Luca's got more of a refined post game to go to, unlike James.
No, and Luka is more dominant at a younger age. You'd assume Luka has a better chance to win one in his career. Again, I'm very excited to see what they do with Christian Wood, what type of player Christian Wood's going to play like next year, and finally on a decent team. Um, and really quick,
Contract year for him.
yeah, contract exactly tryout year for him, pretty much. So uh, I'm sure that Dallas is hoping that he's their second leading scorer next year. If he's not, you gotta probably assume he's out of there. Um, the Hornets just the Hornets just signed their center, so we spoke too soon. They got their center, Mr. Mark Williams.
Oh, yeah, that was the other center.
Yep. Which is funny. They go back to back right there. So there you go. They're showing some late first round picks. Wonder. Yeah, they got to show Yoke second round. All right, so
He's gotten to the point where you have to automatically show him first as a all-time great second rounders.
you have to, yeah, yeah.
Two-time MVP now,
Uh-huh. No question.
and there's still a narrative that allows him to win the award for a third time,
Man,
which is finishing first in the
exactly.
West.
Yeah, yeah. If we win it all, man, that would just be, oh, that would be unreal. And we'll find out. We're gonna find out. We're gonna get a good idea of just how likely that is next year in about, I'd say, 20 minutes. 6 picks away from ours. I'm so excited to see what we do. And I'm getting the feeling that it's gonna be somebody none of us have even mentioned yet, bro. You know us. Did anybody mention Bones Highland last year that you
No,
recall?
we were thinking like some of the other guards at the time were in that mix more so.
Yeah,
But I was still surprised Bones ended up being able to make first team. I honestly thought he was going to just miss it and be on second team.
he made first team all rookie.
Yes.
Oh, I missed that, bro. Wow, he does, bro.
Yeah, he's special, bro. Special. So yeah. Um,
So when a college basketball team has like a super team, does it seem to limit some of the guys' fullest potential just with the style of that game?
well, yeah, yes and no though, because you look at the Kentucky teams, and those guys always pan out. So uh, that's that. I see what you're saying with Duke and whatnot. But yeah, that's it's interesting. It's probably another reason why AJ is falling a little bit. So yeah, that's yeah. I think yes and no. So yeah, it's a good point.
Just because it when you look at the way the college game is like slower and you have to grind it a lot more grinded out possessions as opposed to the NBA where you could take past Duke and Kentucky teams
Right,
and you'd probably have a much more free flowing game where more things change more and
right, a more adaptable game. Exactly, I completely agree. But yeah, and I cliche enough. I think it just comes down to the individual himself. So uh, you got guys that are meant for this league, and you got guys that will get eaten by this league, bro. So, and do you? I haven't heard much about. Is David Roddy gonna go first round, or is he looking like he might drop to the second round
uh, he's looking like a latish second
later?
rounder.
I wouldn't really mind the Nuggets going for him, unless it might be a reach at 21 though. So, yeah. But if you think he's going to go before the second, then maybe that's something you consider. But I do like him. He's got all around game for sure. Where you'd be playing him again, they might be undersized. So I don't know. And I don't think you necessarily need a power forward right now. Or yeah, and I don't like him as a small forward. Well, kind of, because he can shoot. He really can shoot. He's got that muscle that it's like I could see coaches putting him at the four. Oh, Atlanta's pick is in. Who's going? Who's going 16?
Back to back potential Nuggets targets coming off the board.
Yeah, out of there. Yeah, Tari Eason's out of there too. So the Rockets go Tari at 17. I'm not. Yeah. Let's see. AJ Griffin. There you go. Okay, so yeah, uh, I
And
love.
I just saw someone post a photo of Rudy Gobert's updated Instagram bio.
No more Utah Jazz in there.
It just has a peace emoji now.
Yeah,
Then his foundation listed.
he's probably out of there, man. So there's that. Um, okay. We're so close. 4 picks away before them boys pick. All right. Andrew, give me 1 second. I have to do one thing. Give me 5 minutes, please, and I'll be right back.
Sounds good.
All right, bro.
Okay, now it's time to work in some other ish that's been going on. Where do I want to go first? Since Sonny's a bit off screen for a moment. Oh, yeah, I think it's time to go in on Stacey Abrams. Since the pacing of this draft has slowed down a bit, I think this is a good moment to go in on her. So let's do it. Law enforcement are often paid less than a living wage, and that is we must pay for officers and address violent crime. And as we work to build community trust and foster law enforcement accountability. Oh man, you gotta be kidding me with this one. Because, as people have pointed out on the Twitters today, this is the first time that Stacey Abrams has talked about a living wage. Not for regular workers, but for the lowest paid, believed to be some of the lowest paid workers of the state, enforcers of capitalism known as police. Those are the people Stacey Abrams advocates for first. And she's getting ratioed to oblivion, rightfully and deservedly so. Law enforcement in urban, suburban, and rural areas across Georgia struggle with staffing shortages that could put communities at risk. Higher officer pay will lead to better officer recruitment, better officer retention, better community interactions, and a safer Georgia. And this right here is also another BS argument. And when it comes down to it, Stacey Abrams is a proper extended propaganda arm of the police state. If you're advocating for police to get better pay, we saw in Uvalde the cowardly police who not only refused to go in and take action to save children's lives, they were also shown in recent footage that prove that there were even officers inside the school that wouldn't do shit. And this is why it's absolutely problematic idea here, because if you have policing that is a representation of the community, then you would see that you would have people who would go fearlessly in to apprehend shooters. And that example was that one woman who got cuffed by Uvalde police. Then, once she got freed, she climbed the fence, ran in, and got her child out. Although, also got to point out that there was apparently one officer who had the intention of taking action but got his gun taken away. I hope you're seeing where the problem is with that. And this whole idea of the whole uh, biased salary numbers, when you know that so many of these officers rake in overtime, double time up the wazoo, and what it really comes down to is the fact that it's not really due to lack of money that is hurt policing. COVID's been pretty effective in decreasing police forces throughout the country. And part of it is due to the mandates that were in place for a while. Oh man. Hey, Sonny's back.
All right, what we going over?
Oh, I took a moment to go in on Stacey Abrams for her tweet thread earlier today, advocating for officers to get better pay.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And this is the person that they think has a chance to beat Brian Kemp uh, for governor.
Where is she from?
She's in Georgia.
Georgia? Yeah.
Yeah, so that was like one of the big ratio tweets of the day when she talked about officers needing a living wage. Then people pointed out that was the first time Stacey Abrams has ever tweeted about anyone needing a living wage.
Oh man, that's I'll tell you, if I was in the government, first time I mentioned someone needing a living wage, it probably wouldn't have been the police, man. Probably
Hey,
wouldn't.
Uncle Warren.
What's up, brother? How you doing? But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's been a
man,
slow night in the chats here.
it's all right. It's no problem. Everyone's watching the draft, enjoying themselves on this lovely Thursday evening. I imagine you got a decent amount of Nuggets fans on here too. We all in our feelings right now. Not in our feelings. We just, we don't know what's gonna happen. We're anxious. Hey, Kemba and the Pistons expected to become a buyout. So there you go. It just doesn't make sense. And honestly, I'm not sure Kemba makes sense anywhere right now. That's the harsh reality for him.
I mean, we've already seen a baddish team give up on him last year in the Knicks.
Yeah, exactly. A team that was desperate for any type of spark. That's not a good sign. So maybe I think if it is going to work, he's got to be the third player off of somebody's bench, bro, and he's got to be willing to accept that. And it's not something that a lot of guys that were once in his place are willing to do. So we'll see, man. We'll see.
I could see the Lakers getting desperate if their worst case scenario plays out.
I agree. I agree. But again, like him on the Clippers, if they keep this roster as is, I'm not sure that's terrible. I don't think that would hurt them. Might not play less. He might not play more than 15 minutes a night, but if it's gonna work somewhere, it's got to be something like that.
Or I wouldn't put it past the Sixers to take a flyer on Kemba as well.
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. So there might be a couple places that could.
Isn't it still annoying, even though we've mostly moved on past the Embiid and Jokic debate,
Yeah,
that people still value Embiid's defense more? And I think that if he uh, had the well-rounded game in terms of talent, that Heat series would have gone a different way.
yeah, exactly.
I just think he lacks intangibles that Jokic has when it comes to making players work around him.
Right,
Even though at the same time, I still wouldn't really want to see the Nuggets uh, trade for Thibault just because of the shooting inability.
right.
And we see what pretty good defenders, what happens to them when they just flat out cannot shoot. They turn into like a Andre Robertson, and
They check
they
out,
eventually get hacked, or no one bothers to guard him.
and it becomes 4-on-5, so it doesn't matter what they do. And
And
yeah,
even if you try to put him in the dunker spot, that probably clogs the paint up more and gives the Jokic a bit less space to operate in the post, even though he's can pass out of the tight spaces better than any big in the post in history of this game.
that clog it up for him and Aaron, in my opinion. But Look, to me, let's imagine we're gonna give Davon Reed an actual spot next year on the roster.
Feels
Uh,
like it's going to happen.
let's imagine Austin Rivers is coming back.
I could still see Austin uh, being someone who could be on another team if Booth ends up getting enough upgraded options.
Yeah, fair. But I'm even saying like I would want Austin over Matisse, bro. I'm serious. We were not happy. And look, and I say that I mean myself too. It's hard to watch Will Barton on offense. It was sometimes. It was or half the time. Too much is the point. It was hard to watch Gary Harris when he left on offense. If you think as a Nuggets fan that Matisse Thybulle, or Gary Harris or Will Barton was bad, you have no idea the offensive limitations that a guy like Matisse Thybulle faces. It's bad. Trust me. So please, he makes Ben Simmons look like a pretty explosive offensive threat. Please stop. Let's not do
And
this.
when's the last time a team has won with a championship with a guy that is that poor of a outside shooter like
They
that
haven't.
subtype?
It's probably been a while. Let's think. Yeah,
The Lakers didn't,
Pau
even though
Gasol.
the Lakers had a pretty limited offensive ceiling in the bubble,
Oh,
they didn't play shooters that bad.
yeah. There's another Nuggets option off the board too, as well. Side note: Dalen Terry's out of there.
I'm not as high on him as some of other Nuggets Twitter, but
Yeah, he went to where?
Chicago,
No, college. Sorry.
Arizona.
Okay, so he was okay. All right, 2 picks away. Okay, yeah. Let me see. I think I said the same thing. I wasn't huge on Dalen.
It's feeling like Beauchamp or Moore now.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm feeling more certain that the Nuggets are taking both picks now.
Okay, yeah, yeah, me too. And I think it's a good idea, bro. At 21, I like Beauchamp a lot, bro. I think that works there. Uh, I like Liddell a lot too, though. So, but I also like Campbell Brown from Baylor. People I think kind of got off him, maybe because they think we can get him later. Um, uh, I saw I saw Mike Singer just tweet about Malachi. Um, I'm not really familiar with him, but if he's a wing, I don't hate it. You know much about Malachi Branham?
Oh, no, I haven't really kept up on him.
Right. He was EJ's second guy pretty much, bro. So I'm like, if you have the choice between EJ and him, I might go at EJ, to be honest. He's a freshman though, Branham, who averaged 14, which is actually it's pretty impressive where you have Liddell averaging 19 and 8 as a junior. Let's see the shooting percentages really quick. Last year, Liddell shot 37.5 from three, and Branham shot 42% from three. Maybe Branham is the pick. I wouldn't mind it. He's young too. He probably has a higher ceiling than Liddell right now. So we'll see, man. We will see.
Tim Connolly's now uh, made a move.
Did he?
Yeah, he's trading the 19th pick to Memphis for 22 and 29.
Okay, so he wants the same thing basically. So that tells me that he was fixed on his vision for what he wanted to do with us, and he wants to go try to do that with Minnesota. I don't buy that. I don't think Tim actually wants to put Gobert with Towns, bro. I don't think
I
Tim.
could see him wanting to put Miles Turner together,
Right.
but
That's we
I
talked
think
about
he's
that. Yeah.
probably going to overly prioritize shooting again.
Right.
I
And
think
so
shooting still has its value, but you still need to like take size consideration and
Defense
defense into the mix as well.
and toughness. And toughness when it comes to playoff time. Um, so Memphis goes Jake. How do you feel about him?
Hmm. Yeah,
I
that's
don't
another guy I didn't really pay much attention to.
same. I'm gonna look him up right now. So Jake
Although
was
the thing I didn't mention with the idea of Miles and Cat playing together is imagining uh, Miles swinging a 3 point a pass to Cat on a 3 pointer. You don't ever see two 7 footers get involved in swinging passes on the 3 point line.
or vice versa. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. I think them two with Ant and D'Lo, and I've heard D'Lo in talks too. But, which if I'm Minnesota, I'm definitely on that. Like I'm trying to upgrade D'Lo, but
Or a 7 footer skip passing it to the other side of the court to the other
yeah,
7 footer.
right. It's just something like that. Exactly, bro. It'd be something fun to see. I think it takes one team to be successful in doing something like that to for history to repeat itself, bro. Like you get the league reacting to it like it's Ralph Sampson and Hakeem, and you go and everyone tries to replicate it. So we'll see.
I mean, they're gonna that type of front line would have its issues guarding on the perimeter once
Oh yeah,
they ran into elite playoff guards.
dude, that team would get ran out the building by a Golden State team or a team like that. Yeah, that's why I think a lot of people, including myself, think maybe you should trade Cat and build around Ant because you probably got the most out of what you could get with Ant and Cat at this point. I mean, maybe you one more year you get a little better. D'Lo, Cat, and Ant, absolutely. If you want to take one more year with Ant and Cat, I'd understand that. But the right package, I'd probably move on from Cat.
I'm gonna be right back, Sonny. If you had something else to say for the minute or two on
Yeah,
downstairs.
no problem, bro. Let me know. Yo, so everyone watching, first of all, thank you. We appreciate you so much. And so I make music, as some of you know, and I just released a new project. They'll call them Volume 3. It's on all streaming platforms uh, under that name right there. Yeah, right there. Yeah, man. Show, yeah, go check it out. And I'm always intrigued to hear what people think. So, uh, yeah, thank you guys. And Nuggets about to pick right now. So here we go. A lot of people are thinking that Tim Connolly might have did the Nuggets a favor by getting the value. So yeah, Larivia goes 19 to Memphis. That's interesting because they definitely needed a piece, a 6'8" type of guy, and he's legit. He are there's there's rumor of him being legit. So ah oh, and we're talking about Malachi Branham to minutes ago, and of course, San Antonio takes him at 20 with a fantastic second pick of the draft. And honestly, San Antonio is having a fantastic draft so far. They get Soshin from Baylor, and now they get Branham from Ohio State. So watch out. Tell people, and I'm telling you, it's more incentive for them to trade DeJounte Murray. So be on the lookout for that. I'm not saying he's going to come to Denver, but watch for them to move him. All right, boys, we're up. All right, let's get Margin Beauchamp. All right, let's not overthink this. Let's just go get Margin Beauchamp. All right.
Back, Sonny.
All right, brother. Yeah, we were just talking about we're up because Spurs go with Malachi Branham on 20.
So it's either got to be
Beauchamp,
Marjan or Wendell.
Wendell, or possibly Liddell. We'll see. Those are the three. And then I'm about to turn this up. And it's fun, honestly. We have two in the first round. It's been a while since we've had that. Since Malik and Wancho in 2015.
Well, the Nuggets did add another second rounder in 2020 when they got Zeke.
Yeah, no, I just mean like two first though. Wait, did we do that? Do we have two first? We got Zeke? No, yeah.
And there's still a chance that Christian Braun, if you get him at
I've heard
30, he could be there.
I did hear they like him. Oh man, goddamn. What's going on? I'll be cool. Just don't draft Washington, bro. Please. Just don't draft Ty, bro. We do not need a 6'3" guy. Please.
Yeah, we've had enough of that.
And to be honest, if you do that and then trade Monte, that's a slap in the face to Monte, bro. I don't care. Like, I'm with trading Monte. That's not the right way to go about it, though. At all. That'd be a rough start for Calvin Booth. Let's see. I have a feeling it's gonna pop up. Let's refresh. Uh-oh. There's belief that we're taking Wendell Moore, my friend.
And I could see that because
You've been
Wendell's probably a better shooter at this stage of his career than Marjan Beauchamp.
Yeah. And we just talked about it. What would you rather have?
Beauchamp may have a slightly better ceiling as a defender, but Moore's probably a better win now.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and Wendell averaged a steal and a half last year. Bro, I love this because he shot 41% from three. Beautiful. 6'5".
What would you saying otherwise?
Otherwise, no. So Jake Fisher, bro, your source is wrong, bro. Oh, we go with Christian, bro. Fuck, man. I mean, I'm with that, but it's like.
But why him if he could be had at 30?
Maybe they think the other dudes could be had at 30. But I doubt that. Dude. And you know what, man? I'm going to just say it. I don't like drafting white dudes, bro. I'm sorry. That shit is not. You're not getting Luka Doncic, bro. Oh, fuck no, bro.
see. Let me see. Ooh, like he shot. Okay, maybe they're looking at it from like the average of steal in a block last year. But he's a worse shooter than Moore. Oh, that's crazy.
Don't get it.
I mean, we'll see what we do at 30, but I'll say like a lot. This is where a lot of the Nuggets people thought it was going. So.
I guess that means Marjan could fall more than what we think.
I'm not gonna look. I'm not gonna instantly. I look. I hope. I've heard Christian Braun is a legit player. Like, and I heard he could have went earlier than he did. But you know, I don't like to count guys out, and you never know. Maybe we use like we've done it so much where we use these guys and maybe trade it for something like or a different pick. Who knows? Maybe we get more value. But yeah, so there's Calvin Booth's first pick as Nuggets GM. And he goes Christian Braun.
Still skeptical because
Yeah, I was just gonna say like but there's definitely skepticism. But we got to give it a fair chance. That's all I will say because he was one of the options. I heard him. It would be different if you never, if that was out of the blue. But you heard a lot about him. So. Some reactions from Nuggets Twitter. At least Braun is a wing. The fuck is this Booth? With question marks. Some people like it's a mixed batch on my in my oh there's a trade they're announcing they're not announcing the
and they're still
Knicks.
not saying which picks the Knicks got.
Yeah. It's Bran? No, I thought it was Braun. Who spells their name Bran with a U in it? Or pronounces it? That's weird. Man, prove them wrong, Christian. Come prove me wrong, bro.
Looks like Tim is just gonna try to find another 7-foot shooter to play with Towns through this draft.
Okay, yeah. So who are the shooting bigs left?
Walker Kessler.
Kessler? Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. So maybe he goes here.
I do like that. He averaged 2 offensive boards a game last year, which means he's active on the offensive glass, which is something we've definitely been needing the last couple of years, or more specifically last year without Mike and
So
Jamal. But yeah,
if he turns out to be a Joe Harris type, is that
that's good.
good
That's a
outcome?
win. That's a win. Absolutely. Exactly. We're not trying to get a superstar here. I mean, it's not like you can't get one here, but that's not what we need. Let's be honest. We do need a guy who's going to respect the hell out of Yoke, Jamal, even Mike and AG, bro, and Bones. And you know what? Christian, I hope, can be that guy, bro. I'm going to give him a chance. And you were correct. Minnesota goes Walker Kessler.
That's a better route than
Yeah,
expending a lot of trade capital to
I
bring in
agree.
a current.
Because Miles Turner's not on a great he's not on a great contract either. So yeah, I I like that. Tim doing Tim things. Surprise, surprise. I really wish. I do think that they were gonna take Branham though, bro. I think the Spurs got him. I get that feeling.
Does it feel like no one really wants that Hornets job?
Say that again.
The
The
Hornets.
Bro, I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to have to coach LaMelo, bro. I don't feel like I could push him hard enough, bro. That's just the truth. Whoa, hey, we got another trade, my friend.
I think that's
We
a
get.
pretty good move for Philly to get.
I
Yeah,
agree,
no,
and I think I'm glad that he's going to be able to go somewhere and do more. Uh, but yeah, that's a perfect pickup for Philly, getting D'Anthony Melton for the 23rd pick. So right, so Kessler goes to Minnesota, and then um, so now Memphis is actually on the board right now. Which
yeah.
actually, I think that's a good. I think that was a good. That's good both ways, bro. Because I think they need another young piece so that they can event. Who did they get earlier? Why can't I remember?
That La Rabia.
Oh, that's who Memphis got.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. They needed a three. Exactly.
Oh wow.
More crazy stuff.
The player that Memphis is considering with that 23rd pick.
You like it or what?
Just
Surprising.
yeah, to see that Roddy could come.
Oh, they went David. Wow, I like that. Oh, he fits them perfectly, bro. David Roddy is a grind type. He's a grindhouse type of player for sure. I like that a lot. I wouldn't have been mad if the Nuggets took him. I swear. Would you have been?
We'll see if it comes true though.
You said what?
We'll see if that really happens.
Oh
Since
no, they saying that they got him. They're saying they went with him.
That's out of nowhere. But it was kind of like the same thing with Derek White in a way. When he got drafted by the Spurs, it was
Yeah.
someone
I-
who thought was a second rounder, but the Spurs used a late first on him.
Yeah. I do like that. Yeah, that's official.
Well, apparently, it was the preferred pick of Michael Malone.
Braun
Yeah,
or Roddy?
Christian.
Yeah, that's I saw. I think Brian Blackburn said that that was it looked like a Malone pick, and I'm fine with that. If Malone drafted him, then Malone, you better play him, bro. So we'll see. But yeah, man. So I got some Nuggets fans upset that we didn't make a run at the Anthony Melton. What do you think about that?
Even though he can play above his size, I'm not upset about it because his offensive game is pretty limited.
Yeah. Um. Right. They are also getting Danny Green, the Grizzlies.
Oh, that means Memphis is going to be in the finals next year.
No, you're right. Yeah. But yeah. So who are we technically on right now? We're on
24.
24. Yeah. And it's who?
No one said yet.
Oh, it's Milwaukee. No, I'm saying it's who? Yeah, Milwaukee picking. I mean. Hey, if Beauchamp's there at 30, bro, then hey, and Calvin Booth did win. He did. He did a fine job. Also, Kessler wasn't just a shooting big; he was Defensive Player of the Year in the SEC last year. I didn't catch that. So
Yeah.
they get both. That's good, man, because they can't start Steven Adams anymore, bro. They got to move on from that. Are you familiar with where David Roddy's from? I thought I remember.
I forgot what to look. Go back to his past.
He's from Minneapolis.
Oh yeah, I've seen that before.
Exactly. I remember seeing that too. But yeah, he's. I think David's gonna be. Does he have the chance to be the best Ram ever?
I think so,
Yeah, I agree.
especially since Jason Smith didn't live up to the billing.
Do you believe he was the 9th overall pick, bro? That shit is crazy to me. And
And
can
he
you
was,
remember who picked him?
I believe it was New Orleans,
Yep. I don't know why I remember that, but yeah, I do
and
remember
then
that.
he was just a guy his whole career.
That's the guy. He wasn't even just a guy sometimes, bro. He lasted a few years, I guess. We better not trade Barton for Kuzma. No way. Is that actually a thing?
Milwaukee making, well, there goes one guy falling to potentially 30.
Is that Marjan out of there?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's a great pick for them.
a great pick.
Yeah, it's a. I guess now it's hope for Wendell to fall at
Yeah.
30.
Absolutely. Or EJ. I'm telling you, I'll take EJ I will take EJ at 30. Easy. Easy. But I have a feeling they're not going to do either, and they'll probably get a big man. Because it seems like we have to get a big man every year. So we shall see. It's a great pick. I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to say Wendell Moore at 30, please.
I noticed a lot of people are upset with the bronze negative wingspan.
That is weird. Jesus. Finally get a 6'5" guy. He's got short arms, though. That's great. It's very Nugget-like. Again, though, we're not going to know. Because if you're a stud, you're just a stud, bro. It's really that simple. So I feel like a guy who's 6'5" has as much reach as a guy who's probably 6'2", referring to Bones. So if he's good, he should be able to get his shit off. If not, it's a miss. It's a bad miss. But I want to have faith. I'm just praying that is not a Tyler Lydon number 2. But,
Not the first time a Kansas guys came in with negative wingspan.
who, Andrew?
Svi Mikayak.
Svi? Yeah.
Uh, then
Well, he didn't pan out great, so that's not.
and I'm forgetting the Luke on the Clippers. He has a negative wingspan as well.
Who? Yeah.
Luke Kennard. He has a
Oh,
negative
on the block.
wingspan.
Yeah, he's on the block too. That's funny. White guys just have no wingspan. So Ryan Blackburn just tweeted, "This is the cost of salary dumping, by the way. Jermichael Green makes the same amount of money as the Anthony Miller." I think that it's a good way to put it in perspective for Nuggets fans. But stop it. Like, guys saying unserious ownership. Bro, a guy like the Anthony Melton is, I'm not saying we don't need a guy like that. We will get a guy like that, is what I am saying. And trust me, there's other guys like the Anthony Melton, bro. So
More guys like him than
more guys like him than if
as
Christian.
opposed to
Yeah,
guys like KCP and
right. A 6'6" guy who really can shoot and play defense. Exactly. A lot of 6'3" guys. So come on, man. Can we have some patience? Let's at least see what we do at 30 before you guys all get your panties in a bunch.
so I
Marjan,
still wouldn't freak out about another pick at 30.
say that again?
I still wouldn't freak out about another pick at 30.
You're saying like missing one at 30?
No, just making the pick and
Yeah. Like, oh, I'm excited. I'm almost more excited for this one now.
I need a nasty wing. Ron is not 6'7", bro. Stop it. He might be 6'5". Who's saying he's 6'7"? Because he's not.
I think he'll be someone who remeasures that 6'6" by the time the
Right.
season starts.
Me too. I almost think 6'5".
Even though I never got the logic of the NBA measuring guys barefoot and using that as their game height.
Right. Yeah. For a third pick in the first round, the Spurs are focused on Notre Dame's Blake Wesley. Now I'm almost positive DeJounte Murray will not be a Spur in a couple months.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how he's had an all-star year and now it's kind of like, okay, we'll move on.
See you later. But I think it makes sense though. And you do that, man. You don't try to and the Spurs are smart. They're not gonna be in denial about what type of team they are or what type of player he is. He's a good player, bro. He will never be the first or second best player on a championship team. He might not even be the third best player on a championship team. So you keep trying and you keep hitting. They hit on him. You missed on Lonnie Walker, but you hit on Trey Jones probably. You hit on Devin Vassell. You hit on Keldon Johnson. Things are looking okay. And then they have Josh Primo, who still, they like him. They were trying to really get him involved. So, yeah, I don't, it would literally be backwards for them not to trade DeJounte Murray, in my opinion. And if they don't get some type of a big man in return for him, that wouldn't make sense to me. So, right, and that's the thing. Okay. So, there's the silver lining for people who wanted Margin Beauchamp. A 24% three-point shooter in the G League last year. You can say anything you want about a guy who's improving his shot. Until he shows you he can do it consistently, you can't depend on it. Christian Braun shoots 38% from three last year. I'm starting to understand why they went with Braun. So, we need shooting, and and if they're relatively same athletically, same defensively, maybe not. Maybe Margin has more upside on that, but I understand it because we need guys who can score buckets. If he can do that, he can play with
So
it.
now it's been released the picks that the Knicks got from that trade with the Thunder.
Who were they? Or what? Oh yeah,
2023 protected first via Detroit,
they got one.
2023 protected first via Washington, and 2023 protected first via Denver.
Yeah, off protected first. So the Knicks can't do anything right, is what you're saying.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
And I believe that was the first rounder that Denver sent to OKC in that Jeremy Grant deal.
Right, exactly. OKC's got to feel pretty good about themselves, though. They're just playing with people at this point. There's no pressure. There's pressure on the Knicks front office. They got to do something right. There's no pressure on OKC, right? It's been known for about 3 months now they were going to take Chet. So let's see. All right, maybe something else is happening because it's slowed down here a little bit. Dallas. So no way Dallas takes Ty Washington, right?
Well,
maybe.
The hopes of waiting on Wendell Moore are gone.
Oh, he went. Oh, Houston's at 26. Wait. Oh, that's the Christian Wood pick. So Houston gets Wendell Moore, bro. Right? Yeah. That's yeah.
Now Blake Wesley's gone, so that's kind of like the okay pick. That
Right.
a pick you would have been okay about, but not excited with.
Uh, wasn't Jalen Williams someone we were looking at?
What was that?
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Jalen Williams went. Where did Jalen Williams end up going?
Uh, at 12.
Right. To to OKC, correct?
Yeah.
Sean said, "Wing defender with a negative wingspan is wild first round pick." Houston's trading window more to Dallas. Wait, what? Wait, Minnesota is landing on. Here they go again. Woj and Shams doing. Well, all right, Shams is saying Houston is trading window more to Dallas. Woj tweeted Minnesota is landing on Duke's window more at 26. Hmm.
That's not exactly the same as the one from earlier,
No, you're right. You're right.
since they said a player was being traded to two different teams.
Right. It is Baylor's coach. But that guy looks familiar.
Looks like Warriors Twitter really wants Nikola Jovic.
Jovic. I think that's a good pick for them there for sure. He's about one of that's about one of the only places I could see him really going right now. He'd be Bielitsa's replacement.
Yeah, and probably have a bit more uh, better lateral movement than Bielitsa as well.
Yeah, just game in general, but yeah. Well, Minnesota acquired the pick from Houston via the Christian Wood trade with Dallas.
Now it's saying that Minnesota got Wendell Moore.
That's what I'm saying. Minnesota. This is what Woj just tweeted. Minnesota acquired the pick from Houston via the Christian Wood trade with Dallas. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
that's where the confusion comes from.
Yeah. Houston via Dallas and over to Wendell Moore, and he will be traded to Minnesota. So TC lands the dude that we were hoping for at 30. Nice. He's already off and hurting us.
Now I'm starting to think that there has to be a real possibility of Calvin uh, picking up a random stash guy now.
Right now at 30, you're saying?
Yeah,
Could be. 3 picks away. Miami's on the clock, so Miami could use a big man too. To be honest with you, but they could also use, I think, a young point guard. Minnesota is sending Houston the 29th pick and 2 future second round picks for Wyndham at 26. There we go.
What do you think you'll do tomorrow night with a good certainty that the Avalanche are going to close this out?
Um, I think I'm going to my friend's house to watch it, but I'm not positive, bro. Watch, like that's of course I'm gonna watch that one on a potential closeout game, but every time I watch the Avalanche, man, they lose. I watched Game 3 in completeness, they lost. I didn't watch Game 1 or 2. Didn't watch really last night. Sick at this point. It's been like this for like 5 years, man. I can't watch the Avalanche. But yeah, I probably have to throw that out the window tomorrow and just go. But man,
Yeah, just think about the craziness that will ensue if you go to the Tivoli after that.
Tivoli or even just downtown, bro. Anywhere, it's gonna be insane tomorrow night. Especially you win it on a Friday night, man. I mean, even if you don't go out, bro, on a regular basis, you might want to go out for that. This doesn't happen every day. And me personally, I'm a homebody. That's probably something that you don't want to miss. Just like the Broncos parade or when the Nuggets eventually do it. Don't think anyone's going to want to miss that either.
Yeah, I don't think I'm quite ready for that yet.
Yeah, that's fair
But,
enough, bro.
uh,
Each
but
their-
come next year, Nuggets in the NBA Finals, I think I would put myself out there for that.
Yeah, no, that's fair, bro. Yeah,
Did COVID cause you to be more of a homebody?
no, I've always been a homebody, bro. But it definitely, amped it up a little bit. But I've been trying to kind of like acclimate myself back into society a little bit, slowly but surely. But it just feels like every time I trap myself in the house for a couple months over the last year or so, the next time I go out, I feel shitty type shit. I don't get sick per se, but I do feel it. So I think I need to like I said, slowly acclimate myself back into like a public place so that my body is kind of used to that type of shit again. But yeah, and I never got COVID, so that's another thing. Knock on wood.
Yeah, I haven't knowingly gotten COVID yet either.
Right, knowingly, I say that, but I think we would have known is the thing. But yeah, uh, definitely always been a homebody. But
I
like
think what it's done is it makes it harder for homebodies like us to, for the moments that we'd like to be more social and get out in the world. Or
right, and I'd say like I mean it's I've always been a homebody, but I've also been somebody that I don't mind a social atmosphere. I stopped drinking alcohol like 7 years ago, 6 years ago. So that obviously affected it too. But like I said, I think this is something that I would want to be a part of looking back. Like I don't think I would want to miss out on like an Avalanche Stanley Cup celebration, you know. So we'll see what happens, but hopefully they just win. That's all I really care about.
uh, looks like the Heat are ruining some Nuggets Twitter's hopes of having a Jokic and Jovic together.
Which is good. I didn't want Jokic, but which is funny. They probably are not too fond of Serbians down there in Miami right now. It's funny. Now you got to root for one. So it's a good little.
Although Miami's such a melting pot that It really that Jokic could walk into that club and be celebrated after that
Yeah,
game.
absolutely.
I think that was one of the only times you ever saw him out at a club as well.
Yeah, no, I hear you. It really, yeah. A lot of my followers definitely wanted Jovic at 30. I don't know about that, bro. He's gonna be good, bro, but no, it's not a good fit for us right now.
Yeah, you just can't uh, put a lot of international players together and expect to be a championship contender like that. Like,
I mean, at least, yeah, it has. It's yet to be seen. But I'm not saying he's a bad player. Just not the best fit for us, man. I still think there's a couple other guys I'd rather have at 30. So 2 picks away. Let's see.
Nick Wright, I think I'm going to become a huge Nikola Jovic fan just to confuse people.
Mm-hmm. That sounds about like something he would do. He's a sad man, dude. Like me personally, like I don't care about what they be saying really, but it would suck to like have my relevancy be about just saying bullshit, bro. Like just saying things to get people riled up. Like that, I don't know. That just put him and Skip, man, and Stephen A. That just would not be a fun. I don't get I don't get it. But hey, man, more power to you.
And then noticing how Stephen A. When he starts to get political, he actually becomes a pretty big bootlicker.
Yeah, yeah. That's putting it nicely, man. But yeah, unfortunately, Stephen A. is funny, man. He all of them though. I'm not Steven, but they're all like anyone who has that type of job that like you know. But that's what sells. So hard to be upset with them about it. Which is why I try to take everything they say with a grain of salt. I think people actually let Nick Wright get them like in a mood where it's like, look, you just allowed him to complete his mission. So, oh, so that's when the Twitter wants to bring up Nikola Jokic. So Bleacher Report tweeted Nikola Jovic was just drafted number 27 by the Heat. Never forget when Nikola Jokic got picked during a Taco Bell commercial. Great. It's good to know that. Good to know that Jokic is still only famous for being picked during a Taco Bell commercial. And 2018. Uh, do you know Patrick Baldwin? I don't know. I'm not familiar with who that is.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not either. Another G League guy? Oh no, he's from Milwaukee College, so this is a small time guy. That's interesting. Man, and that Golden State, bro, they are in real position to make another type of move for a guy like another guy like Kevin Durant, bro. Like you could make a package of Kaminga, Poole, or like who knows, Kaminga, Wiseman. Like they just have so many pieces they can mess around with right now. This guy Baldwin now, like man, they're scary, bro. They're definitely. I'm serious. I think they're the team we mainly have to worry about. Clippers, if they're healthy, I think you probably worry about them too. But yeah, and then obviously if Phoenix gets a guy like Kevin Durant, you definitely have to worry about them again. But yeah, Golden State is prepared for now and the future. So all right, 2 picks away. He's got a nice looking shot. This dude Baldwin, so he could be a player too.
Well, at least the Nuggets don't have to worry about being. At least we don't have to worry about being stuck with Ty Washington now.
Did he just go? Let's go. So wait, that's Houston's pick then?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
Doesn't
him and Jalen could be interesting.
doesn't feel like a move that really fits Houston
It doesn't
well.
but it does because I'm not sure they're sold on Kevin Porter, bro. But yeah, it's a weird little backcourt with him and Jalen. Doesn't seem like they'd be able to play very good defense. But if they're quick as hell, which I imagine they both are. I mean, Jalen's got real speed on him and athleticism as well. But I imagine Ty's pretty similar. All right, who will it be? Nuggets Nation, are we getting? I'm telling you, I think this pick might be more important than the first one. All right. I'm telling you, if you don't go EJ Liddell here, I don't get it. But
Uh,
there might be stuff they know that we don't.
they're keeping the pick.
Good. Oh, the Rockets are keeping the pick.
No, Nuggets will be.
Oh, yeah, he's the only answer to me right now. Though, for what I'm familiar with, I'm not really. Is this Hardy guy good?
I think he has more of the guard size rather than the wing size.
Got you. Yeah. So I'm telling you, we need the. Gotta have it.
Do you not have uh, AC or central air in your home?
I do not. Well, we do. It's kind of it's a weird house. It doesn't like get up to the second floor, so all the time. So it'd be getting real hot in my room. Plus, my room has one window, so there's no like flow up in here. I have to keep that shit going. Or yeah,
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. This no AC, no central air, and
yeah. It's luckily it's not too bad right now. But yeah, are you going?
honestly,
Are you going through it over there?
felt like there's times where it ends up being quite a bit hotter up here during when I'm here live on a stream.
Oh, I'm sure. We got all the technology working, bro. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Quite not in yet.
Back before the bubble started, the newest Nuggets said AD was the best player in the league.
I just saw that. Oh my god. Well,
Speaking of him,
at the time he was pretty good though.
doesn't it feel like Anthony Davis has regressed more to his New Orleans self?
It's hard to tell for me just because like he can't stay healthy and like he literally won't even give you like a stretch that can remind you like at least in the last year or two. But still, man, he 30 teams will still want Anthony Davis. I think uh, not at like not at the steep price, but like I'm telling you, like if it was for the right price, I still think 30 teams would want him. But yeah, that's a tough one. I hate injuries, but yeah. And it looks like we picked my friend, and I have no idea who this person is. Like we said was going to happen.
Hayden Watson, I think I did hear that name a bit,
The
and
Bruin?
he's from what I remembered hearing about him, he
Oh,
was
he's
another
six,
wing with decent size.
yeah, he's 6'8", bro. He averaged 3 points a game last year.
But he also, yeah, I guess
He's a
not.
project. That's a
Yeah,
project. And honestly, bro, oh, goodness gracious. Um, you don't know, especially with a guy who didn't play much in college, but I'm not sure this team needs a project right now. But
wow, 55th on Blackburn's draft board.
yeah, yikes.
Or I guess the reason why you make that type of move is because you know that he's probably just going to end up in
A
the
trade
G League all year.
or G League. But that's the thing. It's like, so there was nobody left in this draft that you think could contribute. I guess not. So
uh, Braun is an absolute lock to be better than the last white guy they drafted in the 20s.
was
From
the
Ducey.
who was it?
Uh, Connor Ducey tweeted that.
No, but who was the last white guy we took in the 20s?
Tyler Lydon.
Nah, but I thought Lydon was in the teams.
No,
No? Oh, you're right. Here, yikes! Yeah, I mean, yeah. All right. I knew it. I said it, and I shouldn't. I should not be surprised right now because I said it. There's going to be somebody. Yeah, no clue. So that's an interesting one. Yeah, I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna look up some stuff about this kid. I don't. I'm a bit confused.
yeah, knowing the way that the Nuggets operate, they're probably going to have a two-way player or two that's more ahead of the rotation than Watson anyway.
Right.
And I also happen to think that Marcus Howard won't be on a two-way anymore either.
Yeah.
That he'll have to go somewhere else to find him.
Yeah, I agree. I wanna read some stuff about this kid really quick. I'm crying. Nobody cheers. Nobody knows who it is.
So, do you think a straight Will Barton dump is possible?
Just a dump?
Yeah.
I don't know. He was getting a decent amount of money this year at 15 million. I'm not sure.
Especially if all you had to do was attach a second rounder to make it happen.
Yeah. Could be. I'm just here really quick, bro. I just want to see.
But you'd have to have a cheaper option in mind in free agency.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right.
I think, as I mentioned last month, DeLon Wright was someone that I'd like to fit in the mid-level in some form. He's a guy who can be a solid defensive player.
Yeah.
And in an offense like Denver's, he can have more of that number 3 ball handling responsibility, unlike Atlanta, where he just stands around on offense while Trae Young dominates the ball.
I agree. And they're saying exactly what you're saying. There's no chance this kid Watson doesn't play in the G League all year next year. Like, there's no chance he doesn't. There wasn't a single team that would have taken him that didn't have that in mind that he would be. Unless he's like special, like he's super special. But
You know what could be in play? The domestic draft and stash. Remember when the Thunder did that for a year with Josh Hustis?
I don't actually.
Like, they used end of the first round pick on him, and they had an agreement that he would play in the G League for a whole year before signing his rookie contract.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's something that's in play for Watson.
Yeah, I can see it for sure.
Which would free up another roster spot if they got Watson to agree to a domestic draft and stash.
Yeah, I that's probably what it is right now. Sorry. And I'll say this. I'm looking at some highlights of his. He could definitely be like a Herb Jones type of guy. Herb probably has more of an offensive repertoire right now, but that's probably what he's thinking about. Malone and Calvin, probably looking at a guy who's got the potential to, so you don't have to trade for a guy like Matisse Thybulle. So, I don't hate it. I don't, and I still think they're making moves with other guys who are not involved tonight, regardless. So, or maybe they are involved tonight. Like maybe you trade one of these guys you just drafted for, some more veteran depth. But we'll see. I don't think it was a bad night for the Nuggets. I do think it's up in the air though whether it was a good night. So definitely, well, time will tell with that in a year or two. So.
My reaction right now, if I had to grade it tonight, I'd probably give him a C plus. I'll give him a C plus right now.
Yeah, that's where I would be on it as well.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be disappointed, but I also, I wouldn't get your hopes too high. But I think every Nuggets fan right now is expecting us to make a move uh, for some free agency or someone who get traded, someone with some experience.
Yeah, I still believe that Nuggets will figure out a way to get a veteran in here that can defend 2 and 3.
Um, yeah. I just read something about him too, Watson. So he got hurt, I guess. He was the 12th overall prospect last year. And so he was getting limited minutes on a talented UCLA team. Obviously, they were a 1 seed in the tournament this year. Um, so yeah, I guess in his limited minutes, he just wasn't. It was hard for him to get his feet under him. So makes me feel a little bit better about it.
Remember when Michael Porter Jr. tried to make a comeback for the tournament after,
Right, and it completely backfired.
and he looked pretty much. He looked like just an average guy on the floor.
Right. So it could be that, man.
So, how do you feel about the album
Say
that
that
you
one more
just
time.
released?
Oh, yeah, bro. I'm very pleased with it. Like, I think it's definitely one of my best pieces of music. Um, I'm approaching the marketing a little bit differently this time around. I'm trying to uh, let it just kind of do its own thing. But yeah, I'm 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 very pleased with the drop, and I'm more so pleased because I've been working the last couple of years very hard, so where I could drop now, and then I'll be able to turn around and drop another one probably before summer ends. So uh, I'm really just trying to keep the momentum going, bro. So I guess it's not really about this album. It's just kind of about uh, initiating myself as like someone who's not going anywhere with when it comes to music. So yeah.
Have you done many live performances?
Yeah, I've done a fair amount, bro. But like when COVID happened, that was definitely one of the bigger things. Stopped doing shows pretty much. So we're definitely trying to do one before the year ends. Uh, so I would definitely I tell people who want to see me live to stay tuned about that right now. So because it could definitely be this year, but it could also be next year. So we're not really rushing it right now. Music videos are in progress. Like I said, other projects are in progress, and yeah, we're just trying to take it a step at a time. Wait,
What's the biggest crowd you ever been in front of?
uh, well, she was like a Denver thing a few years ago, and that probably got 100 people. Um, and then we did a show in Thornton, probably got like 150 people. Yeah, it's been never anything over 200. I'd tell you that much, but yeah, we've had some decent sized shows, bro, and it's uh, the first time I was nervous as I was so like I didn't know if I was gonna be able to do it. I was like, bro, I'm not sure I can be a rapper. But then you do it kind of one time and like, all right, yeah, it's really not that much different. And just like kind of rapping with your, or singing along with your friends or whatever. So yeah, but that I haven't done it. The fact I haven't done it in the last few years, I'll probably have to redo that, like re-get over it again. But that's okay. I'm looking forward to it.
How do you think you would handle performing on a live stream like someone like my guest last week, Jesse Jett, does a lot?
Oh, bro, yeah, I would. That's something I'm telling you. I think artists in general are gonna have to become more accustomed to doing stuff like that. So yeah, I'd always be for that. Yeah, rapping through a camera is nothing. Like, that is absolutely nothing. But yeah, rapping in front of people, it's a little different. But I'm always down to show people my craft. So definitely definitely about it.
It's hard to tell whether those are like earrings that are connected to uh, Boncho's jacket.
Yeah, I know. Like, are those earrings or those pearls or whatever? Yeah. What a guy. Apparently, Jabari's pretty upset that Orlando didn't take him. Not upset, but like he was led to believe that he was going to go there. So that's weird. I wonder what happened. These purple pants, man. Yeah, these kids, man, how they dress. It's funny, bro. So funny.
I mean, people used to think that Andrew Wiggins with that like floral pattern blazer was really pushing the envelope when
Right.
2014.
Yeah, and it's always every year it's dudes who dress like normal, and then there's a couple guys who try to push the envelope. But yeah, Follow definitely probably led it this year with that one. No better way to go first and have the most attention on your outfit.
At least it feels like we won't ever go back to the, at least in our lifetimes, the baggy clothes era of the
Yeah,
2000s.
yeah. Funny times, man. Funny times, but never forget them.
Did you ever wear tall tees?
No, I did not. I think
Uh,
by the time I was in middle school, that was kind of done with. So yeah, just regular white tees. What about you? You wear some tall tees?
Size small.
Size 4, yeah. I mean, well,
But then the sleeves would look more fitted compared to other dudes with tall tees.
right, yeah, yeah. Probably like it wasn't. I used to wear shirts that were like probably a little too big for me, but I wouldn't describe them as tall tees. They were just they were just a little big on me.
I remember when, in order to get shirts that fit well, you pretty much had to go small just because of how big shirts used to be made.
Yeah, well,
And now
exactly.
there's certain larges that
Are small,
pretty
exactly.
much fit like small.
100%, yeah. And then the fabrics, what's gonna shrink, what's not. Like, yeah, that's the one thing you didn't have to worry about with your tall tees. They went in there, they still fit you just as bad when they came out there. Yeah,
So when you talk about being a homebody, uh, do you ever feel, do you consider yourself more of an introvert or extrovert?
um, that's a good question. I think I'm more introverted for sure, but when I'm like when things are like so difficult. Like I've been, like I said, I've been taking care of my mom for the last 10 years, pretty much. So when things are a little easier, I think I'm more social because it's just easier to not, I don't have as much responsibility. But yeah, I think naturally I'm more introverted though for sure.
Yeah, because I imagine that it's kind of interesting seeing how certain people get caught in certain things where you think more extroverted people would naturally be in, such as performing in front of
Right.
people,
Yeah.
having their own YouTube channels. And
Right. No, and it's interesting because I think there's two sides to it. It's like um, a lot of introverts want to be social, but also if you when your profession is something like music or videography, um, or streaming, you it's something that is more like you can do it solo. It's not something that is a very social activity. I mean, it can be, but like it can also be independent. So yeah, like the fact that I can make music by myself and then write music and record music by myself, it probably definitely like contributes to why I like doing it. And but yeah, it's uh, the irony of that.
yeah, and I mean, a few weeks ago, I went to a mixer event and I was too afraid to talk to anyone for the most part.
Yeah, man, with COVID, it's just been it's different right now. A lot of us, bro. I promise you, you're not in that boat alone. There's plenty of people who forgot, like, not it's not that you forgot, but you're just not used to socializing right now, and especially when it's strangers, bro. You know, there's always that insecurity that strangers are, they're just intimidating in general, regardless of who they are. So yeah, bro, I wouldn't worry about that. I think the more you start going out again, it'll just come naturally to you again.
Yeah, what's weird about it is if I was out there for more of a business purposes, I
All
would
right,
have done better. But since it was purely
so
social life, it was like,
it's kind of like leisure. So exactly,
yeah,
I hear you. But maybe that's a thing, bro. Like, if you look at social like networking, then it is work. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just trying to make, and then that's the thing. At our age, we are just you're trying to have a good time, but you're making connections, bro, for the future. And so, if socializing allows you to, expand your business and ideas, then maybe that'll help you if you look at it like that. Be able to get back out there and just, talk to people. Because trust me, bro, so many people I talk to, they, you know, they'd rather not talk to people, is the point, for whatever reason. And I think COVID has a lot to do with that, but people are just like that in general. So,
yeah. I noticed that not very many people in general want to have like sustained conversations a lot through like apps in general or texting. That after a few messages, they just check out and they're done.
yeah, right. We're at that age also, bro, where it's like you don't want to, waste all your time on apps, bro. And, you know, people want it to be more natural with how they meet people. So, but that's the thing. You get people who are like that in a social environment as well. So it just depends on the people. That's why you got to keep an open mind and an open heart, so that people that you do see eye to eye with will eventually, they're able to make their way into your life somehow. So yeah, that's how I would look at it, bro. Because yeah, if you worry about all the people that are not worried, but you know what I'm saying. Like if you consider the people who are like really not trying to talk anywhere or in the first place, it's like you can let that hold you back from meeting people. So, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I noticed that. So, how do you think you do in a tough social event if you were hoping to improve your dating life?
Yeah, that's a good question too, bro. I've been single for a minute, basically because I was um I was having a hard time getting over my ex. So yeah, I definitely can relate to that. But for me, bro, I'm telling you, like just being myself and just trying to go out there and just have it's like make the most of it. It's like because at the end of the day, bro, we are gonna get to an age where when we're going to socialize at the club, it's really not going to be an option, bro. At the bar or whatever. So, um, and promise you, like you think it's difficult now, it's going to be a lot more difficult in 20 years, so or 10 years. So, I try to just remind myself, like just remind yourself what type of person you are, bro, what type of people you're looking for, so that when somebody say gives you a hard time in public or maybe makes you feel inadequate, that it shouldn't matter anyway because that's not the type of person you'd want in your life anyway, right? So that's how I try to look at it.
Yeah. Has ghosting ever been an issue for you?
Me ghosting people, yeah, but that's because I'm telling you, like I'm introverted. So like when I make plans, and then I'll make plans 2 weeks in advance and actually really be trying to do that, but then the time comes and I'm like, fuck, I really don't want to do this. I'm trying to think if I've been ghosted. But like I've had girls where I've been talking to them and then it just doesn't work. So yeah, we stopped talking. But I try not to look at that like ghosting. Like, bro, you're gonna talk to people who are you just don't fit each other. That's uh, people will have more dramatic experiences with that, like being ditched at out in public or led on or whatever the case may be, bro. But I'm telling you, if you don't keep your mind open, bro, that things like that could happen. Uh, like stuff like that will really affect you and bother you, bro. But stay true to yourself. Just know who you are. Know who you want to be around. And I think that again, somebody who ghosts you, it's not somebody you really want to be around, bro. So again, the same for the girls that I've ghosted. You don't want me around because I'll do it again. So yeah.
I mean, back when I was a oh, oh, have a good night, Uncle Warren. I guess you gotta get extra rest before you do your extra 2 nights of midnight streams.
Well, good night, brother. Thanks for tuning in.
But
But
yeah,
yeah,
on Friday and Saturdays, Uncle Warren does secret midnight shows.
okay. So he's getting prepped for a big
Yeah,
couple nights. Okay. Well, good luck to him.
I'm surprised he's. Yes, sir. I'm old.
Sorry, bro. We're getting there too. We're on our way.
Oh yeah. Before Uncle Warren interrupted me, I was like about to say how like back when I was in like my teens, I did chicken out a couple times at the opportunity to meet.
Yeah, bro. I mean, and that's okay, bro. That's fine. Seriously. And there's times in public where I'm like considering going to talk to somebody, and my anxiety gets the best of me. It happens, bro. Again, the more you do it, the more you put yourself in that position, the more times you're gonna be like, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna go say hi. Don't work out, don't work out, bro. There's 7 billion more people on this planet that I'm sure I'll find some other people we can relate with. So that's how I try to look at it for real. Oh, Doug Christie's kid just went.
Oh
Hello.
yeah, I just and both Jalen Williamses are in the OKC organization.
Oh wow, that's funny. That's exactly I was. That's why I asked again. like 30 minutes ago, which I saw best available. There's another Jalen Hood. EJ Liddell's still on the board, bro. People must know something about EJ Liddell. I know Ohio State players don't always pan out, but you've had plenty of good examples of them. With D'Lo, most recently, probably forgetting somebody. Jared Sullinger. I mean, I don't know, man. Good for Doug. Good for Max. And he's Sparty. Shout out Sparty.
Oh, I guess Christian said back in October 2 of 2019 that Jokic was the best center in the league.
There you go. So he said that before he said AD was the best player. So then he thinks AD is a power forward.
Yeah.
Respect. I like that.
Waiting for the whole. Of course, he said Jokic is the best center in the league. He's white.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true, though. Rock jocked.
Although I'm still waiting for the next for NBA star to finally who takes an analyst role and starts to uh, cite analytics a lot in their arguments.
Yeah.
It doesn't like hit the same when a JJ Redick type does it, but
Yeah.
if you see someone like Draymond start to, I don't think he will do it, but if someone of his level was using those stats in their analysis a lot, then I think you would see a lot of like eyeball test basketball fans have a different look at it.
I agree. I definitely agree. Like, bro, gotta. But yeah, bro. I mean, shit. It's this draft has flown, bro. I cannot believe it's already 9:30. But yeah, it's
Yeah, feels different than years past.
it does, man.
Probably because with the way things have gone on in my life, I just don't have the same passion towards other my normal hobbies as I do.
Yeah, I think that's definitely part of it, though, for sure. Because and maybe it's because we're just kind of ready for the Nuggets to be champions. But it seems like I care less and less about the finals every year, which is I hate it because I love basketball, man. I love sports, but yeah, I definitely have noticed that as well in football as well. I'm like, bro, and especially because the Bears are terrible, man. It's just like I'm over this shit. The Rockies, same thing. Baseball, I don't care. They're embarrassing. And I'm not saying the Nuggets are embarrassing, but I think it's just like you said, you get more involved in real life, and then you get you know you start to your interests change a little bit, and your priorities change. I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, I know that for me that after this divorce, sports in general, I just haven't like had the same passion towards.
Yeah, bro, that's fair. It's like you got to find what brings you true joy and true peace. So yeah, and there are times when it really does, like sports in general. Just like I'm like, yeah, I remember why I love this so much. But there's definitely times when I'm like, damn, I question how much I can really like I don't want to scroll my timeline every day reading about Nuggets shit or NBA shit or anything. I'd rather be doing stuff. So yeah, I definitely I think about NBA analysts and NBA reporters, and I think about the type of life that entails. Like, yeah, I definitely don't know if that's for me, but it's not a bad job by any means. But yeah, I think what you're trying to say is relevant to me too, because it's like I want to do more, bro. I want to go do stuff. And we're you're in your 30s. I'm almost in my 30s. It's like it's not that time's running out, but like before you know it, it will be. So it's like, do you want to spend all your time watching basketball, football, baseball, hockey? That's on you. Some people do, some people don't.
Yeah, and the fact that you just caused me to lose the thought I had for a moment.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. I do that all the time.
Although it's not as bad as in this moment as it is when it's like more of a regular type of stream,
Right.
then that gets more weird.
Nah, I hear you, bro.
Although I will say that even though I do notice the drop off with basketball and football a bit, but with baseball, it's a huge drop off. I really only watched a few whole games this year so far.
Well, you know exactly why that is. You're a Rockies fan, so
Well, I got one foot out the door.
that's good. I do too, but you're still a Rockies fan. And here's the thing: there's a bunch of other people like us right now who are like, bro, Nolan and Trev are not on this team anymore. I don't care. And that is how it should be. And we have way too many people in Colorado who don't care about that. And they're like, yeah, fuck it, I'll watch baseball. It genuinely makes me nauseous watching the Colorado Rockies this year, bro. And I've tried. I've done it a few. I've probably watched 10, 15 games already this year. They are horrendous. They are horrible. And it's been this vibe around the Rockies for the last 3 years. Part of it's because of Bud Black. A lot of it was because of Jeff Bridich. A lot of it's because of the Montforts. But it's it's so much worse this year, bro. And I've seen Rockies analysts say this, Andrew, that it's awful. It's the worst product they've put on the field in so long. And I think it makes it worse that you spent $200 million on a guy like Chris Bryant. I actually think that is like that's a fireable offense in your first GM. And then, like you said, man, me and you are baseball fans, bro. I do like I'm watching around the league way more than I'm watching the Rockies. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's a drop off. It would have been, but I'd probably still be very much into baseball if we still had Nolan, bro. It's disgusting how bad they fucked that up.
yeah. I noticed my anxiety uh, with getting motion sick caused me to fall out of playing DFS, and that's another thing that probably has caused me to watch way less baseball games right now is
Absolutely.
because I'm not playing any daily baseball.
How's that correlation though with the motion sickness and the DFS?
Oh,
Like,
because I would usually be trying to finish my lineups while I'm taking the bus coming home from work.
oh, that
Then
makes
when you're on a bus and looking down, it can be that could be part of a trigger for it.
yeah. No, I hear you. That makes sense, bro. I that's funny you mentioned that, bro. I played my first FanDuel baseball lineup of the year the other day. I'll show you it.
So now I'm just gonna wait to see if I can get back in the swing of things during football season.
Yeah,
I
football
mean,
football
just
DFS
getting
is
up Sunday morning and getting all your lineups done is much more low pressure.
No, I love it. Yeah, and the DFS in general, since I've started actually gambling, has definitely taken the big drop off. So, but here I'll show you my team the other day. I had a pretty good one. Here, I'll try to do it. Let's see if you can see this.
No, you're
Too
too
bright.
bright.
There we go. No, still too bright on the computer. There it is.
I mean,
All right. So, here, let me know. Now I gotta turn it back up on the screen. All right, there we
oh, you're in solo now, so maybe that'll make it easier.
go. No, all right, yeah, this has to be lower too. That's crazy. Let's see. There it is. All right, so I went Ranger Suarez, Phillies pitcher. He was bad, but I had a Nolan bomb. So my first one gets a Nolan. I cannot get the angle on this. There it is. You see the 22. I have Bobby Witt hit one. I think Luis went 2 for 5 or 3 for 5. That's Giancarlo who went 2 for 4 with a couple or 3 RBIs, 2 doubles, and then I had Randy Rosarina with a big night, going only 1 for 3, but he had 2 stolen bases. So yeah, bro, it was like, but when I played it, I was like, damn, I missed this. I miss making the lineups with Andrew and other people who would like to do that. But it's seriously, since gambling's been legalized, like in these other places, it has taken a complete backseat because 5-10 years ago, DFS was seriously popular. Or 5 years ago, it was seriously popular, and now it nobody gives a shit about DFS. And I will say, part of that is because of what FanDuel tried to make their shit like DraftKings in a way, because their 25-cent leagues weren't paying nearly as much as they used to, the winner. Obviously, if you get a basic win, you're going to double up. You'll get the 50 cents or whatever. But back in the day, a 25-cent bargain or like a $1 wager, $1 lineup could have gotten you like $5,000 if you were the grand prize. Today, those $1 contests get you like $300, and I think a lot of people are like, "Bro, that's not even worth it anymore. I don't care." And it's too many people on here anyway playing the same lineup. So I definitely see that as being the main factor of DFS going kind of down the toilet.
Yeah, and honestly, it could be a site like Yahoo where you're more likely to have a bit more success right now because they have a smaller player pool than FanDuel or DraftKings.
Right.
And it's not like a overly unique format like Super Draft.
I haven't used Super Draft, so I couldn't even tell you.
I remember a couple years ago, I won $400 off of some dollar lineup, and I didn't even realize it until months later.
Oh, months later. That's fantastic. That's the best. I've had that as well. But yeah, bro, I'll be honest. I was super excited for football gambling last year, and it was the worst season of gambling I've ever had in my first 3 years or whatever of actually gambling. So I'm really trying this year to lock it in and because you know me, you see my plays, so it's like I love going big parlays. Next year, I'm not going with nothing more than 5 guys on a touchdown ticket. I just won't do it because 5-6 times last year, you get 7 out of 8. You need Adam Thielen or you need T. Higgins, you need whoever, and they get one the following week.
I remember I would try to pick a touchdown score from every afternoon game
Every
and do a
afternoon.
parlay that way.
See, that's a good idea because there's usually 4 games, maybe usually 3 games, maybe 4, maybe 5.
Like 9 to 13 games if you go that route.
No, exactly, and that's Saturday nights are my favorite when it's football season because I'm putting in $100 worth of tickets the night before. I'm gonna try to do it a lot smarter. I'm gonna try to have more, uh, I'm not a huge straight better, but I'm gonna have a lot of like just 2 touchdowns, like 2, 3 at the very max, bro. Because them 8-leggers, them 5-leggers, they're tough, man. The NFL does not work like that. Just like people think they can crack a home run parlay like I do. I got tonight before the podcast started, bro. I get Jordan and Giancarlo before the 5th inning. And so then I have Mountcastle from the Orioles, and I got Jose Abreu and Jurickson Profar. And yeah, you get 2 out of 5. And you start high, and then like the 3 guys you need, it's just like Mountcastle hit 2 doubles tonight, bro. I was telling people, my friends, bro, like if I tell you to bet a guy a home run, I promise if you take his doubles or you take his bases, he's hitting that. And it happens to me every time. Every time I take a guy for a home run, he's hitting the double. This morning, took Justin Turner and Trey Turner. The Dodgers had an early game in Cincinnati. Every player on the Dodgers hit a home run except for Justin Turner and Trey Turner. Who do you think is going to hit a home run tomorrow, bro? Probably Trey Turner and Justin Turner. So it's that people who can hit a 5-6 leg touchdown or home run parlay are fucking bonkers, bro. Those people are nuts. And I can brag because I can do that in basketball. I can hit the threes ones. I can do that type of stuff. Football and baseball are different, bro. It's so different. Possibly because football it's so many less games, and then baseball it's so many more games. And I think NBA kind of is the perfect little 82 game sample. You'll get good ideas after a couple weeks. Whereas baseball, you might not know a guy's going to hit 40 home runs till he gets hot in June. You know what I'm saying? Or like a guy in football. You might not know a guy like Jonathan Taylor's going to have a good season till week fucking 6 like last year, bro. So yeah. Kudos to those people, those cappers who are seriously good at parlay betting, because that is hard. That's hard stuff.
EJ Liddell is going in the Jokic spot.
Oh, he went to New Orleans?
Yep.
Why do they want all these threes, bro? That's like the 3rd 3 they've drafted today. Whatever. Good for New Orleans, though. Honestly, are they a playoff team next year? I think they are.
Yeah, they should be solidly in it, and they don't necessarily have to count on Zion to be at least good enough to stay out of the play-in this time around.
You know what? That division is going to be really interesting next year again, because watch. San Antonio will probably even be better than they were, I think. And then Memphis obviously should win the division. But then Dallas should probably win the division.
I could actually see Memphis taking a bit of a step back.
Yeah, but me too. Don't get me wrong. Me too. Especially because I think they're going to trade Dillon Brooks, bro. And I don't think they realize what he means to their locker room. But do you agree that both of them within their organizations are believing we should win it all, right? Or not win it, sorry. We should win the division, right? San Antonio probably feels better about themselves. And then, New Orleans got to feel good about themselves. I think it's going to be fun again. Like back when it was, big 3 for the Spurs. Harden first got to Houston. Dirk was still with the, what I'm talking about, like the 2013 days when that division was tough, bro.
Yeah.
I think New Orleans probably just got bad because Chris probably left a couple years previously. What can I think? So, bro, I see that being one of the more competitive divisions. My friend, though, makes a good point. He makes fun of me every time I talk about the divisions, my best friend. He's like, bro, nobody gives a shit about divisions, bro. Stop talking about divisions. I'm like, bro, I promise you, you're right. But they do. Like, you're right. Fans don't give a shit about divisions. Rivalries are not what they used to be. But I think I think general managers care about divisions, which is also why it was very surprising to me that Houston traded Christian Wood to Dallas. So, um, I think that's probably the funnest division this year. Next year,
Yeah. So, how far away do you think the NBA is from having ex- two more expansion teams?
yeah, they're acting like it's close, right? Um, maybe 2026. You get the Vegas team and the Seattle team back, right?
And I
Um,
think the nice part about the NBA is they actually are about trying to have teams in like every big West
City,
Coast city,
yeah,
unlike baseball, where a lot of the West Coast big cities are left out. I feel like a lot of big West Coast cities and
Like who though? Vegas, you're saying?
yeah, Vegas, Portland,
But they have San
Salt Lake
Diego.
City.
But they have San Diego. They got Seattle now. Basketball don't got Seattle. I get what you mean. Though. There's just that's another thing though. There's not a lot of big West Coast cities besides L.A., San Diego, Seattle, Portland, Denver.
But the
I,
NBA does a better job of reaching all those areas. I mean, the only one you could say that they'll probably miss altogether is Albuquerque.
yeah, yeah. No, exactly. I mean Boise State. Yeah. All right, yeah. But yeah, exactly.
I
Um,
don't consider Boise big enough to.
but that's what I'm saying though. Like I don't even consider Albuquerque the West. Like it's the Southwest, you know. So because I'm not sure I consider Phoenix really a Western, but it is. You're right. So having baseball in Vegas is going to be extremely hard, bro. But they just got to do an indoor stadium. But I think generating fans to baseball games in Vegas is going to be tough.
Yeah, you wonder what type of indoor stadium they would have for that.
Yeah, I'd imagine it'd be similar to the Raiders one, but yeah, man, that's. But it's probably coming. It's probably coming, and I think it'll probably be in Vegas though. I think they're missing out there. Uh, and that's another thing. It doesn't really. I don't think there's another city that really is gonna be deserving of a basketball team other than Seattle or Vegas, right?
Unless the NBA wants to give Vancouver another chance or let a Calgary or Edmonton
Right.
have a franchise.
Which I can't really see, bro. But think yeah, I mean, dude, that's tough. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where else you're gonna put one, but who knows, man? Who knows? Maybe Albuquerque gets a team. The New Mexico nothings. Man. I love Albuquerque though. It's funny you mentioned. I was talking about Albuquerque with my boy the other day. It's the most boring, cool city ever, bro. It's got good vibes, but it's got absolutely nothing to do. And they got.
Have you ever been through Salt Lake?
I have not, but I imagine it's probably similar but it's colder.
Yeah, I was curious because I wouldn't know about either.
Yeah, we used to play soccer tournaments in Albuquerque, bro, like every other year. So I got kind of familiar with it. It is pretty dope, and the weather's nice. It's like Phoenix, but not as bad. Um, Salt Lake, I think, bro, I think there's not too many worse places to be in the world than Utah, bro. So So that at least in the United States, bro. To live in Kansas than Salt Lake, bro. No chance. Oh, Kansas City could get a team. St. Louis. St. Louis Hawks make a return.
Yeah, I don't think the NBA feels like it has to uh, fill the Midwest as much as trying to strengthen the western part of the country.
Right. When they do that, though, when they put Seattle and Vegas in, that's going to completely rearrange the divisions, bro. It has to, right? Because Minnesota, why would Minnesota be a
It'd
Western?
probably be Minnesota and Memphis switching east.
Right. We've talked about that. Maybe New Orleans. Maybe New Orleans and Memphis. I could see that. But yeah,
Even
Minnesota.
though Milwaukee even has a case to making more sense to belong in the Western Conference.
Well, yeah. Then Memphis, you're right. Well, you could say that about Chicago. You could say that about plenty of teams. But yeah, that's why they need to get Memphis in the East to start it. I'm telling you, I think it's smarter to put. Yeah, you know what? It's probably smarter to put Minnesota in there because you got all those Texas teams that are Western teams. So them going to New Orleans really isn't a big deal. So yeah, if Memphis and Minnesota go to two M teams, that could be cool. That could work. What divisions do they go to though? And then that's another thing. You're gonna have
Oh, they're gonna have to be like the NFL and do like 8-14 divisions.
8-14, right? Exactly. That's gonna be weird, man. Be like the Lakers, Clippers, Suns, Warriors. See, because then like the Kings aren't there. And the Kings, Seattle, Vegas, Portland, Denver, Minnesota, Milwaukee, Chicago, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, New Orleans, Memphis, Washington, Atlanta, Charlotte.
Yeah,
Miami.
it's kind of a
That's gonna be tough, bro, because we got
weird
Miami.
process to hash out.
Right. That'd be cool though. Well, I'm not even sure the NBA needs two more teams, but
Yeah,
I
I
don't
still don't believe the league is at the right place, even though the average talent of a player has gone up quite a bit.
exactly because there's still some pretty bad teams that haven't been able to be good within this system. So maybe work on that probably. We'll see, man. Plus that redraft thing, man. Someone takes Nicola from us, I'm gonna lose my mind, bro. So he'd probably be. We every team would what have one untouchable, two untouchables. You can. I don't know how it works when you have an expansion draft.
Yeah, well, Denver has just sold their 46th pick to Portland.
Oh, we had a second. I didn't even. Oh, right. That's the one from Detroit, right?
Yeah,
So we made a trade. What do we do? What do we do?
cash more than
Yeah.
like. Remember how every draft you used to see a random role player get involved in a second round pick?
Yeah. It could still happen, probably. I mean, but yeah.
And now I think the I don't think we've seen that much over like the past 4 years or so.
Exactly, bro. Christian Braun tweeted a little video. He said, "Time to hang a banner in Denver." So far, so good, my guy. The most positive takeaways from Joker's World on Twitter. Most positive takeaway from this draft is that the Nuggets went all in on defense. Yeah, I think all in is probably a stretch too. But yeah, the potential on Watson probably is the defense. That's probably what they are looking for. You know, we won't know until it happens. What?
I think we're getting to a good closing point for tonight's episode of Drew and Sonny.
Yes, sir. I mean,
I think it was a successful night. You hear my dogs, so they ready to call it. But yeah, bro, I appreciate you having me on tonight. It was fun, a lot of fun.
Maybe July 1st will be a good time for another Drew and Sonny.
Yeah, bro. Let's see. Let me look up what June. Let me just make sure of that. Like a Friday.
Especially since that's when you start to see like the
The trade.
moratorium frenzy start to take off more.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean it should be open, but yeah, I'll be able to confirm that in a couple of days, bro. But yeah, um, my God, thank you for having me tonight, for real.
Yeah, I imagine we'll probably be more. We'll probably jump around topics more like that time last month.
Yeah, of course, bro. Of course, I figured tonight
Better
because like
flow for the people that show up.
yeah, I hear you. This is more a basketball special one, but yeah, we'll definitely get back to the everyday stuff for sure.
Anything you'd like to plug other than to go listen to the new album?
No, bro, nothing to plug. Just man, all I want to say, if anyone's watching, is just be kind to people, bro. That's all I want to say.
And hopefully, for those who do happen to come across the stream, like, share, subscribe, uh, go to Twitch and click the follow button there. Uh, check out all the. Oh yeah, I didn't. I forgot to put my link tree in the description, so that won't be a thing for this time around.
Oh,
But
wait. Andrew, we missed something. We picked again, bro. We kept that pick, actually. So Portland traded 46 to us. And
oh, I thought it was
I did
the other
too.
way around.
Yeah, because Woj tweeted that. So we got Ismael Kamagate. I don't know who that is, but that's who we got at 46.
I guess he's a center,
Oh, he's a
even
French.
though I don't think he'll be good enough to be the backup right away.
Yeah,
It's kind of interesting seeing uh, Denver stock up the pipeline rather than uh, show true aggression towards being a win now team.
you know, I agree. I think it's something that teams like the Nuggets kind of have to do. You know, though we want them as fans to go all in. I just think sometimes when you're a mid-level team like that, you kind of just got to be consistent in what you do. But you're right. But if we don't resign Boogie, and this kid's, if this kid's got what it takes, then maybe who knows? You never know when you see him. But yeah, I agree. I'd be surprised if you see him next year.
Oh, that's going to be a interesting way to close out the show.
Sure.
Hopefully, I'll be in a good enough of a place mentally to do a stream sometime over the weekend. And thanks so much to Sonny K for joining on. Hopefully, Drew and Sonny will be a more regular thing, and that will eventually be like the better version of Kyle and Corin. And don't forget to listen to his new album. Find it wherever you can listen to your music streaming. Just look up Sonny K. And with that being said, this is Andrew Rochford saying goodbye and good night.
See you, brother.